Sorry, this is not like working the way that I wanted to, so I'm just gonna have to fuck it. I'm just gonna have to do it like this. Okay. So basically, oh my gosh. So I'm sorry about that. Everything is literally falling apart because literally it's so disorganized here right now because I'm literally trying to make everything. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my reading. Welcome to my channel. So recently, I guess I'm supposed to be going back and forth with someone, and I'm not planning on doing that. Instead, I'm going to expose this whole energy. So basically, I moved to San Francisco to be able to escape human trafficking, and I ended up moving in like a couple months back with a bunch of people that I was just going through it with. Like literally, they were doing the most. Hold on one second. So let me tell you something about these wannabe influencers, okay? Something about these individuals that I was living with, something about all of them, right? So all of them use sex as a form of superiority. I literally got into a relationship with a partner who I thought I could trust. That was the last person that I thought I could trust in a situation due to like them being a galactic red Skywalker. I still have videos of the person telling me that everything's gonna be all right, that they're in it with me, da 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 da. It seems like every time our relationship gets tested, they forget about me. So this is the thing about these wannabe influencers is that they want to be influencers so bad that they're willing to sacrifice people to do that. As in like they're willing to sacrifice a life that they knew they were destined to have in as if that they were going to receive something better anyways, which is not true. They're now going to be going through the worst aspect of life. For the longest time, people in the industry, real influencers, were destined. They were destined to be influential. And so with that destiny of being influential, they would still sacrifice people and still become influential. And then it's like, oh, but they sacrificed other people and their souls and da 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 da. That's how they got their influence. No. The reality of the situation is that there are these individuals who are sacrificial. They're influencers who are sacrificial. And then there's also individuals who want to be influencers that are sacrificial. So the sacrifices and the soul selling and the stuff like that doesn't really work. There are people whose destiny they're meant to be successful. And there's people whose destiny they're not meant to be in the industry. So there's people who are trying to be like, want to be influencers, right? So they force people into relationships, drive them crazy, listening devices, hack into their devices, you know what I mean? Make them false promises, and then tie them up with financial obligations, tie them up with, you know what I mean, legal obligations as well. And then they also tie them up with obligations when it comes to emotional obligations, so moral, emotional obligations. And then they sacrifice the individual and all their time that they spent with those moral obligations, basically. They basically go, well, that person's crazy. I'm so glad I'm out of the position. I'm so glad that we got through and sorted everything out. La da 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 da. There's this whole anthology of people who've been sacrificed by the industry, basically losing their life, never been seen again, like getting back into relationships with toxic individuals. That da 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 da. No, no, no. No matter what it is that they love, no matter how much it is that they love me or other people or God, they will sacrifice for influence. They will sacrifice for influence now that we know. We know they will sacrifice for influence. It seems like influence, right, is that devilish energy. They think that influentialism is devilish. Let me tell you something about my South Node. I am the devil in my South Node. I am the ultimate influencer on my South Node. That's just the truth of the situation. So some of us can do it naturally. Some of us are already in that energy of influence, but some of us choose to use it for good. That's what I decided. When I went into the industry and I started making hella bank and hella money on my live streams and everything like that, you know what I would do? I would literally do it for good. So it wouldn't matter to me, twin flame, marriage, the same way that they were trying to sacrifice me, that they had already sacrificed me, is the same way all of them been sacrificed. is the same way all of them been sacrificed. Let me make it clear again. All of them been already sacrificed. So I want to make it clear. I want to make it so clear. Those individuals who sell souls, right? They sell their soul to the industry or sell their souls to music. Those individuals are not a part of the divine plan. Who's going to be hiring them to make music in heaven? Who's going to be hiring them for, as if all the choir members at the church aren't allowed to be influencers? Don't they influence their everyday reality? It's basically the air of influence. Basically, that's what it is that they wanted. That energy that they were projecting is a lot of insanity, is influence, right? Is the power of influence. So the power of influence is going to God. I'm going to be reading this energy now. The power of influence is going to God. They will no longer be able to tap into our frequency to be able to find out what it is that is influential, what isn't influential, what's trendy, what's not trendy. You know how people, like, they lose touch with the modern day trends, modern day stuff like that. Lose touch with, yeah, they lose like touch with people, relatability with people. It's like, yeah, these false industry individuals are being seen as extremely unrelatable on a whole other moral level, moral emotional level, moral, spiritual, and emotional level. Basically, that's what's going on. They've been insecure about it for a minute now. Yeah, see, insecurities. They've been responsibility. See, obligation. There's this energy where it's supposed to be driven to provide and share without good feeling. It's like without good feeling. That's what it is here. The whole essence of being a false influencer and selling your soul, it basically is all in all to divulge in bad feelings. Never, ever, ever, ever have good feelings. Like, if you have a good feeling about something, it has to be hype, it has to be fake. If you have a good feeling about success, it has to be fake. Yeah, that's the whole thing about it. It can never be real. There's always a missed opportunity. The real influencers in the situation move with the rhythm of the good vibes. So we already are in good vibes and we're moving on with the good vibes and we're ascending and passing judgment wholly. And this is where the energy gets really grudgeful and resentful, and the energy is really heavy, and you can tell that they're not passing judgment. And it's because that they are in bad feelings and they're trying to hide it, and it's not working anymore. It's breaking down. Now 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 it's breaking down. It looks like it's breaking down. It looks like it's breaking down. Yeah, exactly. The whole point is to compromise whatever changes are occurring or influences that are around. Basically, it's to control how influential things are around and what kind of influences are around by those things. So, for example, the crazy making is by, like, let's say voodoo witchcraft, right? Like Santa Maria's, like all that stuff, right? It's basically them imbuing their consciousness into things that they want to make influence the individuals that they're trying to sacrifice. So basically, it's like they'll make seem as if that, so in order to manifest that, so that they would have the ability to, so then they would make seem as if that there was a good feeling about it in order to create false hype. It's like that energy. So basically, the energy is them falsifying conscious and moral deficiencies. So to falsify influence, because when there's a deficiency, there's influence, right? So cheating. So what they would do is they would falsify, right? So my partner would basically say that they never cheated on me, they never did anything, but then I found a bra in their laundry. You see what I'm saying? I found, what'd you call it? they were going around, you know what I mean, making it seem as if that they weren't cheating on me, lying to people about not cheating on me, making it seem like they weren't hurting me, making it seem as if they really wanted to be in a relationship with me, making it seem as if that they told their family about me, and then that people would know about me, and then they would lie about everything to everyone, about everything. And the thing is that I already knew that he was going to like do something similar because of who he is and everything like that. The problem about it is that it's too fucking late to backtrack when it comes to recognizing that energy of being a false influence. It's just the reality of the situation. If you wanted to be a false influence in the situation, you wanted to make all the wrong moves, that's on you. It's too bad you're the one that. I felt this a long time ago when it came to Babylon. When it came to Babylon, it was that I literally had to leave because I was single. I was single in Babylon. That means that I was not like having sex with anyone. I was alone and lonely. And then you had all these families. And then Lot came to the door and was like, oh, everybody is leaving to the da 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 da. We're all leaving because of the da 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 da. There's going to be an insane. I was like, what the heck? Like, this is the first time I'm hearing of this. And they're like, how is this the first time you're hearing of this? Like everybody's been like at our side talking about it. And I was just like, I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. I don't have anyone. I don't have any kids. I don't have anyone. And so it was just like this loneliness that I had to drag with me in Babylon, because literally I did not have anyone. And then I fucking like my story, of course it seemed like it wasn't fucking told. No, it was told. It was told. Because the only reason we remember what happened in Babylon is because I fucking looked back. I was the one who looked back. I was the one walking forward, looking at everyone with a family. I'm telling you what it's like to not pass judgment. I was looking at everyone with a family. I was looking at everyone moving forward. I realized that there would be no fucking difference. I would move into that town and I would turn into the same fucking monster that had to be killed in the other town. So I looked back. And I turned into a salt pillar. I saw all the lasers and shit. It's still in our conscious reality. God still saved me from that moment, unparalyzed me, and told me to keep walking. I was so confused. Why is everybody turned into a salt pillar? Why could I keep walking? And it was due to like my Skywalker-ness or whatever. I was already the Empress, but I hadn't been awoken in Babylon. How many lifetimes I lived through dark ages in hell, but I didn't know I was the Empress. That's the truth. I didn't know how much I was the Empress during the dark ages because God put me to sleep. I was like a sleeper agent. So when it comes to these fake wannabe industry individuals who keep trying to hex code, curse, and put their consciousness into, it's really saddening. They imbue their consciousness into influences, things that are influential, things that are like, what is the door influential for you to walk out of? Does the door remind you that there's an exit? They would curse the door and make it sound like the door is trying to haunt you. That's what they would do. If you have a necklace, if you have a crown, a mirror, an object that you find influential, a book that you relate to, something that it is that you connect to on an influential level, and that's what it is that they start to imbue their consciousness of problem. And if you feel like you're being riddled with a guilty conscience, but it's not your own guilty conscience, send that shit back to sender. I sent back all guilty influences, all guilty consciousness, all guilty conscious, all guilt consciousness, all consciousness that isn't the Most High's, back to sender. An infinite eon time fold. And I call forth my peace. Yeah. It should stop soon. Yeah, peace, honesty. Basically, they imbue the things that you protect, the things that you love, with their guilty conscience. That's how they do the voodoo, hex, witchcraft bullshit. To the point where it materializes even as listening devices. Like, you think that this shit isn't real? No, as a time traveler, it happens instantly. My manifestations are instant. So whatever it is that they're doing would manifest instantly. You see what I'm saying? Against me, because it would be for me to be able to acknowledge, to overcome. So yeah, the whole shebang with the mirroring of the phones, yeah, but it happens over time. People are looked at as crazy because it hasn't happened yet, type of situation. For me, it had already happened because I already happened to manifest it presently. So they can't get away from the actions that they are doing physically. It's like whatever metaphysical hexes, curses that could have been manifest and materialize in the physical for me and my ex-partner, my former partner. Because my former partner made a video that it got sent to me by fans. They thought it was, that's the thing about it. Every time someone posts about me, my fans tell me, like, we don't play these games. How many things have we survived? My fans are waiting for me. Let me tell you something about influences and influential energy. My fans are waiting for me to be able to bring out something that is out of the fucking box, different, new, changed. Something that I can present to people that is worth it. They know that I can do it because I've done it before, over and over and over and over again, no matter what. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of being an earth angel. That's the whole point of being chosen. That's the whole point of being a child of God, is that I remain unfucking broken. Do you understand? I am unfuckwithable. You try to fuck with me? You try to put me through all this shit? You think that you're gonna just get through it? You're gonna lie about me, make me out to be crazy, make me out to be someone I'm not, try and turn me inside out like I don't have people backing me the fuck up, like I don't have people watching me at every fucking turn that I make. They imbue their false consciousness. And I put a boundaries upon false consciousness. I put boundaries upon false consciousness. I put boundaries upon authority over false consciousness. I put boundaries upon consciousness. I put boundaries upon false authority over false consciousness. I put boundaries upon authority over false consciousness. I put boundaries upon false authority over false consciousness. The whole thing is to imbue. So, like, for example, angels, right? They project false moral obligative influences upon angelic frequencies. Angelic frequencies are like etheric energies. So yes, guys, you're surrounded by angels and ancestors. You're always surrounded. The air around you is your ancestor. Do you understand? The air around you is your ancestor, is your angel. The heart that you have is your angel, is your ancestor. Okay? Your family members are your body parts. Look at the Bible, read it, understand how it goes, understand how it works. When you give yourself onto the Lord Jesus Christ, you're influencing yourself through the body of Christ. You understand? So the body of Christ is pure. Purified bodies means that you're not mentally ill. It means that you're not physically ill. It means that you're not psychologically ill. It means that you're not environmentally ill. When people test these theories and they're going against the Lord and they're going against the angels and they're going against your ancestors and they're attempting to literally project onto you their guilty conscience and their consciousness when it comes to instabilities, in as if that they're not struggling through whatever it is that they're struggling with, right? It compromises the environment. It doesn't compromise you, collective. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever it is that then you would be seeing as an influence is what it is that Lord is telling you must purify. You must not allow that object, thing, or reasoning, right? Angel, reasoning, to falsely influence you. The crazy making is basically the disarray in order, the disarray to disorder one's discernment, to scramble one's discernment, to scramble one's intuition, to make it seem as if that, yeah, exactly, to make as if that God isn't in the works. as if God isn't in the plan, as if God isn't planning stuff. Let me tell you something about those false industry individuals. That's all they talk about is God. That's all they talk about. All they talk about is using and abusing God. That's all they talk about. They pretend to be spiritual, pretend to be industry, pretend to be churchgoers, pretend to be. That's why God says if all those people are circumcising, right, their sons, and all of them are doing so wrongly, knowing that that's wrong to do it. Let's say they're having fun doing it, sacrificing it, rather than doing it for the sake of circumcision and cleansing to make sure that they don't get infections, right? Then you don't have to. You don't have to circumcise your child, and your child doesn't have to be sacrificed. You know why? Because God will protect that child from that disorder, that disarray that you would otherwise have to circumcise your child for. Meaning that there are exceptions to the motherfucking rules. That's the whole point. So if me as an earth angel, right? I'm an earth angel. I've been working for God my whole life. But every time I'm saying I come to America, I work for God, they think that I'm trying to fake industry shit, as if that I'm trying to sell my soul, or they're trying to capacitate me to do so, to satanic shit. And I'm like, no, you know what? If you're trying to sell my soul at the motherfucking church, then guess who's going to the motherfucking club, bitch? And that's how I ended up being a stripper. And guess what the fuck happened? The way that these hypocrites, and that's what they are, they're industry hypocrites. They don't actually know how to make music. Their beats are fucking off. And I'm talking about the people that I moved away from. Their shit is off. They don't know how to make shit. They don't know how to beget success. They don't know how to be successful. So they project all these instabilities as if we don't know how to be successful, as if that there's not a plan. You know what it is? I don't want to do the grind again. That's my thing. The first time I did the grind, you know what I'm saying? I did this whole shebang. I was making bands. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't feel like satisfied. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel satisfied. It was like I couldn't escape human trafficking. Like, even if I was making all the money in the world, it wasn't letting me escape human trafficking. Like, I was like, I thought money was supposed to help you get away from this stuff. I thought that if I was to make enough money and I would have all these bands on me, that I would just be able to escape this fuck ass industry. But no, they used me. They done stole all my money, stole my stuff, took everything from me, try to act like it was their work, try to pass over my work as theirs. So I'm like, if I have to do this grind again, I'm not going back to not doing it. That's my truth. Like, my income isn't going to ever look down. Everyone around me will grow regardless of who they are. Man, it could be the worst motherfucker on earth. There's going to be high up. Because this shit is crazy. This is crazy. The fact that their guilty conscience is so resonant frequency, so loud, that it's manifesting in vocalized frequencies to the point where it's literally serendipitously subjugating itself to an experience of formula. Like, you've got to be shitting me. You're telling me the fucking consciousness of guilt is sentient? The fucking consciousness of guilt is sentient. I was talking about this on my live stream. I was saying it's like an AI. It's like an AI. It's like alive or something. It doesn't, but it's not dead. It's not like dead energy where it believes it's dead. And the crazy part is I can't kill it. If it's alive, then I can't kill it. Because thou shalt not kill. So I have to live with it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's technically not dead. It's a copy, it's a clone. It's a clone. So it's like they cloned a software. They clone different softwares. And then they put in a program, a backdoor, like a hearing or listening or a vocal or something like that. And then they try to listen and stalk around the device, and then either it's accidental or it's deliberate. Either way, they're not expecting my reaction. It seems to be that, yeah, that's what they do. So they drive people insane by trying to make them seem crazy and stealing their work. Yeah. They're not my enemy. Yeah, they're God's enemy. That's what's coming through as. They're God's enemy. It's like, for example, me, I'm thinking that they're coming up against me, but no, God put them in my life to show me who his enemy is. And now I see it. I mean, I should have fucking seen it, right? I should have known, right? No. The whole point was to me for finding out. And that was what it was that they were attempting to make seem as if that, yeah. And it's crazy. That was it Lucifer him fucking self? That was Lucifer him fucking self. I saw Lucifer herself and Lucifer himself, the enemy, twice. Twice. First time they tried to sell, second time, try to sell my life. Yeah, pretending to be, yeah, all the way. See, twin flame marriage. Look, twin flame marriage. Look, twin flame marriage. Twin flame marriage. Twin flame motherfucking marriage. What is this? Divine timing. That's kingdom spouse. Attempting to take the inheritance of kingdom and a share of kingdom through a false marriage. Do you understand? A false connection. Because in kingdom, you have a wife, you have a spouse. They're the ones that you build shares with in heaven. Let me tell you about tangible kingdom. There's stores, there are roads, there are trees. Let me tell you something about kingdom. It is basically Earth 2.0, except for everything that we ever dreamt of it being without the Adam and Eve bullshit. Basically, that's kingdom, and it cometh. And if you don't believe it, it's probably because you don't belong there. The reality of the situation is that it takes us building it. We work there. We literally work there. Whatever it is that we're working on here on this planet, it literally is mastery. Because you know how you wake up every morning with ease and some people don't? You know how you do your job sometimes with ease and other people don't? That's the whole concept. Is that in heavenly kingdom, whatever it is that you're doing comes about to you so naturally that you are inbuilt to the system for it to literally function only with your authority. Meaning if something isn't right, it is your authority to say so. It is your title. See? Your say so. Your share. It's like getting a share of property. Once you inherit earth as one who is meek, then you can inherit kingdom as one who is holy. And that's what it is here that they were attempting to make seem as if that they had access to what is meek and what is holy. And that is what it is that's being destroyed ultimately for anyone who fucked with me. You understand? Whatever is meek and whatever is holy, meaning no divine gifts, interpretation, no motherfucking luck, no influence, no life, no inheritance, no allowance, no marriage, no constancy, no happiness, no industry, no. motherfuckers is gonna have to, yeah, motherfuckers is gonna have to recognize exactly what the fuck they've lost and sit in it for eons until God forgives them. And they will suffer and struggle in front of everyone the same way Jesus Christ's glory was apparent before all in his rise and ascension, to remind people that it's obvious. Since it's so obvious, since they want to, that's what it is with the influential stuff. That's what it is. So what's obvious is what it was that was influential to me. For me, it's what is real that's influential. You see what I'm saying? Reality, the tangible reality of real, right? So I had to literally break down my reality, right? I would have to take drugs. I would have to be sleep deprived. I would have to starve. I would have to literally be in some insane asylum. Literally mental illness to the highest degree, y'all. I know how this shit works, bruh. The thing is that people always want to act like when people get into psychosis that it just happens randomly, right? That's the thing. I will never motherfucking forgive my fucking mom for the way that she fucking treated my father. I will never forgive my mom for the way she treated my father. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? That man was a very stable, very, very stable man. A stable black man. He was a leader, an industry leader, a government fucking leader. He was changing and making heights in Nigeria. He was healing populations and saving millions of fucking people. And she drove him insane in that house. And he tried to figure it out. And he tried to figure it out all by himself. No help. No help. No help. He was the smartest fucking one there. Do you know what it's like to be the smartest one in the fucking government? Do you know what it's like? Sorry, I'm gonna put it right here. So drove him insane. Industry shit. She drove him insane. But you know what was crazy? How I knew it was industry shit? It was the Swarovski crystal diamond fucking lingerie that she bought for $500,000 the next day. $500,000. She dangled it in my face. She couldn't even wear it anymore because she's going through thyroid disorder, so it didn't fit her. If she tried to wear it, it would break. And so she was like, oh yeah, this thing, yeah, Conlon, you can check the receipt. $500,000. Let me tell you, she made it through child pornography. So I will never forgive what she did to my father. I will never, ever, ever, ever call a man crazy. Never. Not unless I see it for myself. If I see that someone is going through some shit, I know that there's a reason for it. And you might be trying to solve the symptom, right? All you healers, doctors, nurses, psychologists, psychiatrists might be trying to solve the symptom. I'm curing it. That's why. That's why they want me dead. Because I'm curing it. That's why I did all this motherfucking research. That's why they wanted to make me sign paperwork documents, steal my shit. Steal me and my father's research. They thought that I would be sitting here worried about the music industry, the sex industry. No, honey, I'm in the monasteries. That's where I'm at the churches. That's where I'm saying. I deal with consciousness, reality. I focus on the obvious, on what's seen, what's heard. So now I'm hearing is I be safety, not hearing it through a vocalization. I'm hearing it through my spirit. I hear it as a fully formed conscious answer in my heart. It tingles a little bit even in my heart. Do you know how many people get heart attacks from tingles like that? You know how strong you have to be for intuitive nudges. So basically, the endings are here when it comes to these satanic influences, because that's what it is. Saturnian. Yeah, unfinished business. Saturnian influences. This is supposed to be my Saturn return energy, right? This is basically having to do with disciplinaries, sightedness, awareness, consciousness. Yeah. It's the things that we don't understand. And basically Saturnian influences, right, are the strongest influences when it comes to discipline. It means that what I'm most connected to consciously is discipline. So Saturnian karma, when it comes to discipline, for me, would be clinical psychosis. Okay, it would be clinical psychosis, basically, according to them. You see what I'm saying? According to them. But the reality is giving, what'd you call it? Feeling inspired by bliss. See, music, inspiration, bliss. See, divine feminine. So my Saturnian influences are saying to focus on exactly what it is that I'm choosing to focus on, and give no second chances to anyone at all. Yeah, intuition. That's it. Only one to God. Yeah, exactly. The truth is that I will be exalted alone. I didn't want to have to say this, but I'm not going up to heaven with anyone. I'm not ascending with anyone. By the time I hit 33 or some shit like this, I'm planning on fucking dipping, on leaving. As in like ascending, as in like turning into a body of light and going up, upwards, as in levitating up to above and ascending. I mean, genuinely. And people can laugh, and please do laugh. I need to know that you don't believe me. I need to know that you don't trust me. I need to know that it is not you that I can look up to. It's so simple for me. I say what I say to make sure, okay? I'll say, yeah, if you think I'm crazy, then absolutely we cannot hang out. Like, it's absolutely fine with me. You can hold on to your belief systems. You can hold on to yourself. But I am not taking anyone up with me. I am not taking anyone up with me. I don't give a fuck who you are. I found the Skywalker I was looking for. I needed to know that it was indeed time traveling experiences and shit like that I was going through as well. And it was. I activated and learned this about that other person. That other person had been going through similar experiences. We were going through it. Everything that I confirmed existed for me. Every single person has their own journey. This whole narrative of me being forced to sit alone in my room struggling until I'm 60 years old is dead. Pretending to love people who hate me is dead. Sitting there struggling for love, struggling for attention, struggling for happiness, struggling for joy. I'm not doing that. Some of us grow up to be different. Saturnian influences when it comes to psychological, so is a temple. Crying to be here is the energy. They said I was crying to be there. I'm out. The energy is of lack of focus. It's focus. It's yeah, it's focus. Yeah, look, it's giving the other woman competition. Divine, yeah, see, with divine masculine, they trying to, what you call it, fight with Jesus. Fuck it, I don't even care anymore. They trying to fight with Prophet Muhammad. They trying to compete with divine masculine. They trying to compete. Yeah, exactly, because they're in a karmic toxic relationship with compromising people's ideals and focus. They're in a karmic relationship with what you call it? Yeah, see, turmoils and what you call it, storms coming ahead for them. They have all these storms coming. I'm talking, there's a great rapture about to happen to these folk. There's a great rapture about to happen to these folk because of the sacred union between me and God. There's a sacred union between me and God that's about to occur, that we're reconciling. Me and Jesus are getting back together. You know, Jesus Christ was married. Jesus Christ was married. Yeah. So the thing about it was, what'd you call it? Jesus Christ didn't have to get married. He didn't have to have sex. He didn't have sex. But the thing about his wife, right? So the thing about his wife, right? The thing about his wife, right? So my thing is that I didn't want to, like, for the longest time, me, I was just like, no, we have to, because tantric energy, he's like, you don't understand. It doesn't look that way anymore. Like, it's not that way. It's actually very gruesome the way that it occurs. That's why everybody worships it on earth. I'm like, no. It's not fair. Everybody gets to have these orgasms and I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we had these spats and we had these disagreements. And so whenever I would, like, you know what I'm saying? So then now it's like, okay. And then it's like coming to occur to me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so it's a man's world type shit, yeah? I'm like, oh, I see why. So now, for me personally, for me personally, I can have an orgasm just find an even better one all by myself, innit? That's the whole truth, innit? And so that's where Jesus comes in, where he says, oh yeah, you're not supposed to masturbate. You're not supposed to masturbate. Yeah, refrain from that. And I'm like, okay. Surely you understand how fucking insane that feels, right? Like, surely you understand that, right? And that's where the influences come in. So that's another thing. That's sacral energy. So they wanted to compromise the sacral. So let me tell you something about how chakra systems work, okay? I'm gonna tell you something about chakras. Super cool information, okay? So chakras, if chakras, which is the simulation of holograms, this is where holograms, the idea of holograms come from, is that basically, you know Teletubbies, right? You know how basically the Teletubby, right? Basically is the solar plexus chakra energy. And then they're like, oh, boop, boop. And then they like show the TV and it's projecting, right? Imagine instead of the TV projecting, it's like a hologram, right? So instead of it projecting outwards to your eyes, it projects outwards to the reality, right? So it exists on the external reality, like a hologram, right? That's how chakra systems can work when you're looking through them. So if you're in your sacral energy, right? If you're in your sacral zone, your sacral chakra, it can literally experience itself on the outside of you. It literally projects outside of you to exist surrounding you because it is your safe space, it's your temple. So this area, that's where it is that they were trying to claim as if that's where it is that they thought that I wanted to be at. They thought that this is where I wanted to be at. This is where they're at right now. You see how fucking ridiculous they are? Let me tell you something about these idiots and fools. Let me tell you something about women and periods. And let me tell you something about the temple and the holy temples and why God says, touch not my anointed one. Those fools think that they're about to get into the gates of heaven. They just got in finally, right? I'm talking future sense as well, 44. They think that they got in, they're in the waiting room, all together, about to get into heaven. They're in my ovaries in the spiritual sense. As soon as I have my period this month and they're trying to slow it down by trying to force me to be pregnant, to make me give birth to them, because that's how incarnation works. They wanted to be reincarnated as my karmic children. Can you imagine? The crazy part about it is that before my partner left, as soon as my partner left, I got my period. And then they try to attack and attract onto my sacral chakra. So now they're sitting in the temple, in my sacred temple, attempting to cause me psychosis in as if I don't know what kind of mastery. This is what happens when I'm a shaman, by the way. You don't go to the woods. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to the fucking woods, the jungle, and find you a bushman and find you a jungle man and woman and try and experiment on them because of their experiences in life, because of cultural differences. You're trying to call them crazy. Because me, I understand my culture. Because me, I understand my truth. Because me, I understand the Lord Jesus Christ. Because me, I understand God in a way where you wouldn't have been able to because of the way that you were born and where you're around. And I don't even judge you on that. I don't even judge anyone on that. Me personally is my journey with God. Respect it and watch your journey thrive. So they wanted to make it seem as if that I didn't understand these esoteric occult concepts that would allow for liberation, freedom, forgiveness, basically allow for holy duty to fulfill. They thought that I didn't know my esoteric and occult wisdom to fulfill my holy duty in heaven. All in all, it was a huge fucking gamble, a risk that they took to falsify some sort of spiritual marriage. All in all, so that they would attempt to make seem as if that they had shares, to make seem as if that they had connections. Yeah, they were missing one thing. This is what I'm saying. Like they never asked. That's what I'm saying here. There was no consent in the matter. They never fucking asked. They never asked me if it was okay for them to do this to me. They never asked me if I wanted to be in the music industry and be famous and have millions of dollars. They never asked me. They never asked me if I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, everybody is like, all these, especially jealous people, they always look at me like, oh, wow. Why was she always trying to be in a relationship? She always trying to be in a relationship. You always want me to be a miserable fucking bitch. That's the thing. I've been dealing with this since I was a child. It'd be different if it was something new. But I've been dealing with it ever since I was a child. Every time imagine I try to go to my father, to hug my father, and my jealous mother literally looks at me and goes, stop clinging on to him so much. Can you imagine? I can't even hug my own father. I can't even be with my own boyfriend. I can't even be with my own partner. Ever since I was a child, I wasn't allowed to even look at a man. So what now? Yeah, divine masculine is noticing the what you call it, the injustice. The whole thing was to make me desperate for sanctuary. The Lord is my sanctuary. The Lord Jesus Christ is my sanctuary. Son of the father of Abraham, son of the father of Jacob. That's the reality here. And there's an injustice. There's an injustice because they wanted to defeat my ascension. They wanted to defeat my glory. Let me make this clear. My glory. God gave me glory. His glory. They wanted to defeat his glory, my glory through Christ. My Christ-like glory. My Christ-like energy. They wanted to defeat my Christ-like energy. Try and make it seem as if that I wasn't Christ-like. That's what it was that they were trying to make me seem as if. And let me make it so clear. Let me make it so clear. I was always looked at smarter than my ex-partner. My ex-partner admitted multiple times. The thing is, I don't fuck with motherfuckers that fold like that. I don't fuck with idiots. And trying to make it seem as if that I'm the idiot. Like trying to make it seem as if I'm the idiot. Trying to make it seem as if that I'm the idiot. Because that they're sexually attracted to them is actually insane. And that's what it is. They wanted to defeat. They wanted to defeat. See, they wanted to defeat. So if they want defeat, then defeat they will have. It's so simple. It's so simple. Like that was what it was. You see what I'm saying? There were these projections of like, let's say they would do this thing of like, oh, what's the worst thing that you think that they could ever go through or fear, right? So someone like that would do it's really psychological. Someone like that would really be afraid of this and this and this and that, right? And that is basically a false read on a sanctuary. So they project, so what I said was that they project a false sanctuary to put people into a metaphysical space where they feel like they have to subjugate themselves to an experience about. Then they project the insanity and craziness of that false sanctuary in as if that there is no other sanctuary to go to. The reality of the situation is the Lord Jesus Christ is my sanctuary, which means that wherever I'm at, wherever I'm going, whoever I'm with, and wherever I'm at, the Lord is my sanctuary, the Lord Jesus Christ. So they're trying to pretend to be Jesus Christ. I've already known that. I've already been known that. But now I have to call on to Jesus Christ. I have to ask the Lord Jesus Christ to come be here with me today, right now, please. And then there's the sanctuary energy. So sanctification rituals were what it was that they were attempting to, like, what is it called again? Degrade. Sanctification rituals is a degradation of sanctity. Yeah. So all these industry folk, want to be industry individuals that be trying to sell their souls, right? They tap into sanctification rituals. So basically it's all about sanctified ritualism and corrupting sanctified ritualisms. Basically things that are sanctified. Okay, this is perfect actually. So sanctification rituals would be like, for example, so for me personally, like let's say in Africa, there's a, what you call it, a very poor habit of bloodshedding, right? This is because whenever there's poison inside the system, inside the blood, right? What you call it? Instinctually, literally, the mind sheds blood in order to release the toxins from inside the body. Like this is a very common practice. It's actually still common to this day, even in the medical industry. However, it has to be done by medical professionals, right? But the whole thing about being a shaman and understanding your own line as a shaman, right? Or understanding your own line as a shaman or as a guru inside the cityscapes and the city, you know what I'm saying? Like with other people in society and civilizations, is to follow the rules, right? You got to follow the rules in order for you to fulfill your practice. Da, 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 da. It takes a while. It takes a long time for you to be able to sanctify the. See what I'm saying? Sanctifying the whole essence of it. And so basically, bloodshedding becomes like what you call it, a curse rather than a blessing. But that's what I mean, right? In any kind of energy, whatever it is that was to be done, that was sanctified, right? If abused or immorally used or corrupted or forced, right? If it be forced, then what you call it? Then it becomes corrupted or cursed. And that's basically the energy is of corrupted, cursed, basically. Corrupted and cursed false sanctity. And so that energy is being put up boundaries upon. And then there's also what you call a back descender occurring on it. Massive back descender. Because it's like sanctification rituals such as like sex, cooking, cleaning, right? It's like one of the paintings, huh? That's what I mean. Drawing, painting, like one of the pens as well. You see what I'm saying? One of my folders, one of the books inside somewhere. They look, see what I'm saying? They're like, don't look at me. They're like, don't look at me. But I wasn't even looking for them. You see what I'm saying? So there's like what, camera? Or it's like a scrying. By the way, it's like, by the way, there's also scrying, right? So ritual, so mirror. There's also like, what do you call it? Crystals. Crystals. That makes sense. To pick up on frequencies, etheric, fifth dimensional energies. Fifth elemental etheric forces. Okay, it should be good. So sanctification rituals, things like what you call it, anything that is sanctified, like protection, like looking over someone or protecting the territory or night guarding, you know what I'm saying? Anything, any fucking thing sanctified, right? It could be, I'm talking about also like, you know, like the cops going around, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking ultimately anything sanctified, right? You know, the carol singers that come through, right? That's another thing, right? Caroling. So sanctification rituals, that's the example. So they've been falsifying a carol. Carol. Yep. That's the name of my cat too. Caroline. Yeah. Caroline. You see? You see? Caroline. That's the name of my cat. And basically, Caroline is a Taurus energy, by the way. And so Caroline, you see what I mean? Caroline. You see? You hear the bars? So it's like some sort of chord of caroling, and they abuse the carol. And angels sing, la 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 la. Basically, they abuse that energy. That's what they're abusing. That's why it's giving kids and stuff like that. So now there are boundaries upon caroling. I put a boundaries upon false caroling. I put a boundaries upon authority over caroling. I put a boundaries upon authority over false caroling. I put a boundaries upon false authority over caroling. I put a boundaries upon false authority over false caroling. Okay. Yup, there it is. Competition, because they wanted to compete. Yup, there it is. Now it's being seen. Something wasn't aligned. If I had been someone who deserved it, right? If I had a real guilty conscience, if I had been someone who really deserved it, then I wouldn't have been so cognizantly aware of the individuals that were attempting to torture me in person. I wouldn't have been so cognizantly aware to the point of understanding all their past life soul signatures in reality. I know their soul signature. Their soul signature is connected to the line, to the cord that they're attempting to abuse in my sanctuary. It's like a fingerprint. It's like a galactic fingerprint. It's like, when somebody tries to fuck with you and they leave their fingerprints, they steal something from your house, but they leave their fingerprints or their blood or clothes or something like that, and it's them. Or you peep game on some shit. You peep game on who it is. Like, oh, you motherfucker. Like, you peep game on it. Spiritually is the same way. Motherfuckers be trying to sacrifice people they don't like. So to false carol. So to make them go crazy. To make them not have shit. To make them abuse drugs, substances, get too drunk, falsified, get no talents, no education, drop their guard, never get married, never find God, never seek enlightenment. It all seems satanic. Why? Because it's hatred for those who belong. Hatred for those who belong. Lucifer hated human beings because human beings belong. The meek shall inherit the earth. Lucifer fell because of his hatred for humans. He was obsessed with pretending he was God. He knew it would mess people up. He knew it. He, she, they knew it. They knew it. So whatever soul signature it is their consciousness. It's like their soul signature derives from their consciousness. It derives from it. So it's like a line, and it's like a little breadcrumb line that literally links right back to them. Always. It's never not them. Motherfuckers will try and pretend to be God, trying to confuse and conflict. I mean, to the point where I used to have a schizophrenic ex. So he was already schizophrenic. Then he started seeing other shit that I would mention that I felt. That's when he got fucked up. Because I was like, yeah, I do feel that. And he was like, what? And that's when it got fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Because he was in a fraternity where they were trying to sacrifice him. Even his own father sacrificed him and got remarried, got a whole new family, pretended like his whole family didn't exist. And these are white people. A lot of them are white people. A lot of them are white people. So I'm guessing those are the ones who had been banished from the Irish bloodline. Because us black people don't be doing that shit, and we part of the Irish bloodline too, innit? And that's what it is that they wanted to act like it's not possible. It's not possible. So whenever I'm going around, I'm like, yeah, I'm white. They're like, yeah, she's another black girl wannabe. And I'm like, actually, I'm whiter than you, whore. I was born in Europe. And that's where they get shut down at. Because they realize they can't out-white me, apparently. You know when you're trying to out-nigga someone? That's basically what it is. They can't out-white me. They can't out-white me. They can't out-black me. They can't out-African me. They can't out-Russian me. I'm too Russian for the Russians. I'm too African for the Africans. And I'm more American than y'all realize. Way more American. That's why everybody look at me like, are you from the Bay Area? Are you from California? I'm like, hell no. Hell no. But it seemed like it, innit? That's because God relates. Because we relate to God. We're just human. That's it. It's not about where we're from. It's about the fact that we are real and we're factual. We're real. God is real. And motherfuckers is trying to derealize people. They really do be trying to derealize. They be trying to drive people insane, crazy out here, trying to lock in. Lock in what? Lock in what exactly? Lock in what exactly? What are you trying to lock in? Lock in where? How? How are you trying to lock in? Why? Why are you trying to lock into where? Where, why, what, how, whence, motherfucking whither, huh? Motherfucking whom's the fuck? I'll ask all the motherfucking questions. Cause you know what's crazy is like me, I'm not going to ever look at myself as if I'm the one that's crazy. That's first of all. Second of all, I'll always accept that I'm crazy first. So next. If I'm feeling muscle spasms and I'm like, yeah, it feels like backstabbing. And the doctor puts their hand on my back and is like, huh, your muscle is spasming. And I guess it would feel like backstabbing. And I'm like, yes, doctor. Every time someone talks shit about me that I thought I could trust one day, all of a sudden I feel these muscle spasms. They're like, you know what? It might be a psychological reaction to missing out on the conversation with that person, because instinctually you might feel like that person is talking to you. And I'm like, oh, you believe in intuition, doctor, don't you? Isn't it crazy how there's a scientific understanding of all the things that we go through as human beings, and there's no reason to dismiss someone else's intelligence because you were too afraid to know the truth? So if I'm literally walking around and I feel like my brain is literally exploding, it's going, and I can't even hear anything. I can't hear anything. I can't say it. So it's my brain, my smarts. So they basically do this thing where they build an ego of a false sanctuary around basically whatever it is that they're trying to abuse about the person. And they imbue that with their false sentient consciousness of guilt. So basically it's like someone who is overtly focused on getting that thing. You see what I'm saying? Getting that thing. So for me, it would be like like a technological, it's an engineering, what'd you call it? Gift. It's a gift of engineering, basically, to engineer. The power of engineering. I'm just giving you the answer. I'm not giving you the formula. I'm not giving you equation. So if you're like, oh, that was random. Yeah, it's because I'm getting right to the answer. Like, I'm not giving you the background details, the you know what I mean, the equation, the fucking work. I'm not giving you that. Y'all don't have to do none of that. It's engineering. Oh yeah. They wanted to abuse the power of engineering for sure. It's like engineering a sanctuary, or the essence of sanctity engineering, or engineering sanctity. That's basically what those what'd you call it? That's basically what those sanctification rituals are. Engineering. Basically, it's false engineering. So you know when you're writing a script, it's your engineering. So for example, I'm a master engineer. I'm a master manifester. So because I have a degree in business finance and economics. So when it comes to engineering anything, specifically when it comes to document operation or wordings of verbal language or script, I've already mastered it. So I can learn pretty much anything or at any time, because it's my business to do so. You see what I'm saying? I can master pretty much anything and also assist in the literally. But the thing is that I've had people target my brain ever since I was a child. You understand? So I grew up a prodigy child. I was that one kid in the hood that was smarter than everybody else. So everybody wanted to use me and abuse me. I mean, now you can just ask her about this, ask her about that. You know what I'm saying? Ask her what to do about this, ask her about that, ask her if she can do your paperwork, ask her if she can do your homework, ask her if she can help you with this, ask her if it was always, But instead of me being like the popular girl, right? No, I was like the abused one. Everybody resented me. Because why do we always have to go to Amina? Oh, Amina's parents always have to ask us. They ask us for payment. They ask us for money all the time. No, Amina might be sharing, but her parents aren't. And then it would be like they hated my mom, hated my father, hated my family. Her mom's wife. You see what I'm saying? There was drama. It was hella drama around who I am and who my parents are. So I never had the opportunity to really be glorious as I am. Because everything that I already knew I was supposed to do for everybody was the same thing that they were trying to destroy for me. Can you imagine? I'd be making a full dinner. I bake a cake and I'm like, this is a happy birthday cake for somebody. This is a happy birthday cake for somebody. That somebody comes in with their group of friends, smashes the cake, laughs at me. Fuck your cake, bitch. They think it's my cake. They think it's my cake. I'm like, it's your cake that I made for you. Their face. Everybody, ain't nobody give a fuck about that, because that's the problem. That's the sacrifice. That's what they're not understanding. I literally would make out, God will really formulate gifts. We literally formulate, coordinate, co-engineer gifts together. We co-engineer gifts together because, let me be honest, as much as God can relate to people and human beings, he can't relate all that much. That's the whole reason why he wants us to be, he's choosing for us to be content with him in heaven. He can't relate to us. That's God. We relate to him. So what do you think he does? He sends out his children and angels and is like, please go learn about these folk and what it is they like. What do they want for their birthday in specific? Because they say they want this thing. And then when I give it to them, they get all mad, right? So I'm like, okay, so yeah, I'm like, okay, let's co-engineer together, because these motherfuckers can't be careful what the fuck they wish for. And we're trying to make sure that they get exactly what the fuck they're asking for, so they're not coming at us with some devilish ass, oh, but in the contract, trying to trick the situation. Trying to get more than what it is that they, and that should be pissing God off. God be like, you know what, fuck them. And like, you know what I'm saying? They be thinking they're so important. And then it's like, you know why God doesn't just say fuck everyone and drop everyone? Because you know how hard we've worked on it? You know how much work us, the angels, have put in this motherfucking planet? You know how much fucking work that we've put in here, co-coordinated for all of us? You know how much effort we all put in together to make this shit happen for us? Just for a bunch of fucking nobody losers. Not even nobody. A bunch of losers to try and create legal issues on a whole different, on a spiritual level, spiritual warfare. They create spiritual warfare because they think they're going to receive victory over God. That's what they did. They waged war over God in assuming that that was some sort of sanctified ritual in order to connect to a share of what God was building in kingdom, because they were already convinced they were never going to be a part of it. So this was the last minute. That was the nick of time. So they try to steal the formula engineering of the nick of time, as well as the first of the beginning. The only reason why I'm mentioning this is because it sounds ridiculous in my head. So I'm saying it out loud because it can't be, bruh. It can't fucking be, bruh. It can't be. You see? That's the crazy. Can't fucking be. Can't fucking be. Can't fucking be. Huh? That can't fucking be. It can't be. Huh? That can't fucking be. The sanctified sanctuary rituals or sanctification rituals that build this, what'd you call it? Yeah, exactly. That build like a false connection. So let me tell you how it works, right? So basically, when my mom was trying to false apologize to me for like the 8th time when she was trying to traffic me again, right? It was like she couldn't help it. She wanted to pretend to be a good person so that I would trust her. And then whenever I would trust her, she would attempt to control like my income. Like she would try and control where my income went, how I used it, how it was supplied to me, right? But in order for her to make seem as if that I trusted her enough, she went over to she went over to like her friend's place or whatever where they had kittens and stuff. And she put her phone over and she's like, pick one really quickly, pick one. I'm gonna grab one real quick. Anyways, pick one. So I would pick one because like she wouldn't stop interrupting me for me to make a decision based off of the reality she wanted to have. And that's exactly how they do false sanctification rituals, is to interrupt and disrupt me, to force me, to tell me to be forced to make a decision. I always have to make a decision all of a sudden. I'm too stupid, apparently, to exist on my own. The disrespect is so loud, so real. And that's the energy. Because when the same thing starts happening to them, then they want to come running to me to heal the same thing once I've healed it. And it's about sanctification. It's about like celibacy as well. Is it chastity? It's chastity, chaste energy. So chastity kept on being tested. And that's the problem. They kept on trying to falsify, testing of chasteness. It's some sort of sanctification ritual that occurred maybe a long time ago, like chastity tests or tests of virginity or something like that. It's like pH tests as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like for like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and there it is. They were falsifying decision making when it comes to testing of chastity, to test one's chastity. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like that decision making, that thing that they would do to make me make the decision. Like, what is that? Holy Spirit, Heavenly Father. Like the interrupting, disrupting, trying to force me all the time, trying to rape me, pick a movie as they're raping me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, like, it's just like that energy is like chastity. Is that what chastity is? Or, because I don't know what that is. Something is missing. Maybe it's missing for me. Maybe I don't know what it is because it's missing for me. Whatever it is, it's missing for me. I don't have that thing that everybody else has that they're trying to make seem as if like I do or something like that. I don't know what it is. What is that? It's like something that's supposed to link to my chastity. My chastity is protected. My chastity is with God. Like I wouldn't even play with that if I were anyone else, because I'm a human, I'm a child human trafficking survivor. God took my chastity a long time ago. God took my soul, my vessel, my energy. I already died. God took me already. He took me already. I'm but flesh at this point. I don't care. You understand? The spirit inside of me is the one that's with God. In fact, it's not even with me. I think it's in the refrigerator or something. I don't actually, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where my spirit is. I was trying to figure out what to eat. My spirit is like trying to like, you think I'm kidding? When I say I'm but flesh, that means Jesus Christ is in control. He's the one taking the wheel. Someone else came there. Come back. Call forth my power. Look, I return to my sanctuary. The Lord is my sanctuary. Look at them. Yeah, something about it is like that they wanted to test. It was something that they were testing. Yeah, exactly. Some hurt, agonizing pain, agony. It's like they wanted agony. That's what I'm saying. They wanted me to go through like agonizing agony all the time. You know, it's like getting raped. And it's like, oh, I remember when I was getting raped, I hated that. I was agonizing. I'm like, I understand how you feel. However, I've been raped so many times that the Lord has saved me. I'm fucked up. I don't feel agony anymore when I get raped. I feel vengeance. I feel like that person is going to be going through the kind of hell that I'll be laughing about in a couple days. That's what I feel. And that's what I'm saying here. It's like I guess they were trying to make me feel some sort of agony. Like, but that's the thing that we don't relate about. I don't feel agony. I don't choose to feel agony. And that's probably what it is that they're trying to do false sanctification rituals about, is to project their agony. They're projecting their agony as some sort of conscious, sentient ego sanctuary. The Lord is my sanctuary. The Lord Jesus Christ is my sanctuary. So they're assuming a false identity of myself inside of it too. That's not my business, not my problem anymore. That's for them to deal with. My reality at this point is to protect the collective consciousness and increasing in our vibrational frequency when it comes to the 5D energy. Because for some reason they wanted to make it seem as if that the fifth dimension was at war, that love was at war. Is love and war? War is time. Time is war. That's what it is. Time is war. And you know something that makes sense? Time is war. That's what I'm coming to a conclusion about at this point. And it's like the chastity of it isn't in the agony. And they're trying to make it, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like when people piss you off, continuously agitate and like be so angry at you all the time, having some hidden resentment, hidden animosity at you all the time. And then when you react, it's like, yeah, that's who you really are. No, that's who you really are. Like whatever agony it is that they always be trying to make me go through is whatever they've been already went through. But they don't want to be the ones to have to go through it again. That's too bad. That's their life in it. That's not my life, right? Yeah, renewed hope, shape-shifting, mimicking. That's what I'm saying. So whenever there's an energy of hopefulness, right? They want to, there's this hopeful identity, hopeful trust, hopeful unity. Hope is the kind of energy that will always grant you rewards. If you sanctify and purify your hope, You will always look onto the things that you are bound to receive regardless. For example, the hope lives in kingdom. Hope, Anuket, that's my ancestor. Anuket lives in kingdom. So she grants me favors of luck and joy from kingdom. And these blessings, on those blessings of see, luck and joy from kingdom that hope produces for me, comes to me through pillarship in discipline with chastity in trust to God. That's loyalty. You see what I'm saying? That's loyalty to the Most High God, purely. So if everyone has seen how loyal I could be to a person, if I say, imagine that when I was born, I spoke Hausa, I spoke Fulani, I spoke Arabic, I spoke English and Russian, and I read the Quran and Bible back to back. I read the Torah back to back. My father is a high priest. What if I said that? What if I said that, yes, I've been preaching ever since I was a child. I've been helping orphans ever since I was a kid. What if I told you? So imagine thinking that me, I wasn't going to be loyal to the Most High because me, I'm a ninja. I keep it real quiet. I'm a cripper. I'm a cripper. I go to the club, I do drugs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but at least I don't rape little boys. Uh-oh. They're going to have to check them church facilities. They're going to have to figure it out on their own, innit? Because it's funny how somebody will be claiming to go to church every Sunday, but then yet you could check their closet and they have the Satanic Bible. Can you explain this to me? Can you explain to me? If I'm the one that's evil Jezebel, then why are the church goers that look so modest and with all the Bentleys and the BMWs? Why are they carrying around Satanic Bibles in their purses when they go to church? What? How does that make sense? You're telling me that those are the ones that are doing what? Are attacking my chastity? Are putting voodoo on me and I'm going crazy? Oh, ain't that the disbelief? So belief is what it is that they were trying to attack, which is where the agony was living in for them. Belief systems. But for me, realistically, I didn't have to believe shit. Let me tell you something. When we say in Africa, best believe, we say it for a reason. Because believe it or not, but it is real. God is real. Believe it or not. So where they were trying to come for me on my belief, the system of belief for me, God is pointing out. He's like, this is what you believe in, by the way. And what I believe in is paradoxes of vortex energy frequencies and metaphysical housing support systems of higher range and like haven of invisibility. But it's false. It's not a real system. Look at how tortured they are trying to come for my chastity. It was real, God. It was real. You see what I'm saying? I'm coming to find out that whatever it is that I believe in can be created. Whatever I believe in can be created. Whatever I believe in can be created. I'm not sure if they're insulting me or not. Is that for me? Because the shoe don't fit. I remember my schizophrenic ex said the same thing. My schizophrenic ex said the same thing. When I was standing in front of him, I was like, are you okay? Like, you're freaking out. I'm going to take a step back. Da, 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 da. It was on some poser shit. They were the ones that got sacrificed. It always be the ones that be getting sacrificed. Because me, they try to sacrifice me. It doesn't work. It doesn't work to sacrifice me. But it's the people around me who don't believe me that always end up getting sacrificed. You know? That's their game. So what am I supposed to do with that? Anyways, the belief system that they're attempting to force me to feel as a sanctuary is like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what it is. So bliss, happiness, is it orgasm, or like, is it like, what'd you call it again? Euphoria. That's what it is. Time is war, chastity in euphoria. So there's euphoria and chastity and euphoria. As like I said, a lot of these individuals also use like sex rituals and things like that because of orgasmic effects, because that they would reach up to their peak of euphoric energies. The truth is that peak bliss energy euphoria only happens with the Most High God. Like, honestly, like I've had a lot of different kinds, but it only really happens with the Most High God. And so what'd you call it? They do these like drugs and they like do these rituals and stuff like that to enter a state of euphoria. And euphoria is a form of what'd you call it? Sanctity, because it's a sanctification ritual. Euphoric. It's a euphoric what? Euphoric time. So it's a euphoric time. And they were assuming the integrity of it for themselves. Let me explain how this works, y'all. Let me explain how God works, because I'm trying to like just get over it, right? Because I don't really give a fuck. I don't really care if people don't get into heaven or not anymore. I'm just gonna speak on this, and then if they lose out and miss out on it, it's their fault. Okay, Holy Spirit, Heavenly Father, are we in agreements on it? Is it over? Okay. Because I don't care anymore. I'm done. Like, I've done everything I could. So what'd you call it? The way that these people who try to sell their people's souls, right, is that God will basically put a false map. He'll put a trap inside like people's destiny charts, or he'll put a trap inside people's lives or something. And you'll be like, yo, yeah, that person, yeah. He'll even come up as the devil. He'll even wear the devil's mask and everything. He'll look like Lucifer, everything. I'm telling you, big on that, big on that. He'll come around looking like the devil. Why do you think Jesus was shaking hands with the devil in one of them pictures and paintings? Because we don't know. We don't know. We literally, I'm going to be so for real, we don't know. That's why we literally stick to the Most High within ourselves. So we literally, what'd you call it? See, the devil will come by, be like, yeah, that person, yeah, that person's supposed to talk about me, right? Oh, yeah, she's supposed to be a famous industry person. Yeah. Oh, I'm talking the whole shebang. Money, drugs, bitches, fame, you know what I'm saying? It really does change the game. It really does change the game, right? Then later, so you're telling me if I sacrifice her, I'll get everything of her? Yeah. And the God is like, watch this. And puts me in the corner somewhere. Like here. Do you know how many times I've been through this? And then all these folks, right? They start like, we got the monies, we got the clout. And then they'll be trying to dangle it in my face. God is like, just endure it, just hang on to it. Me, I'm arguing with God. Why do I have to endure this? I should only have to endure my kingdom spouse. I only want to endure what I have to endure when it comes to you, God. And he's like, calm down. It's okay. Like, just keep chilling. Just watch what they're going to do. Watch it. And then I'm like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously the angels, the ancestors, and everybody else is like, all right, chill. You know what I'm saying? We're all in this space together. We're all in this together. You know what I'm saying? So we're just sitting down, and then there's them folks that thought that they sacrificed us. It's genuine. Them folks that thought they sacrificed us, made clones of us, killed us, lied to us, falsified evidence about us, drove us to insanity, made it seem like we didn't know what was going on, tried to defame our character, defame who we are, act as if that we don't know what was compromising, what's not compromising, what's chastity, what's not chastity. They really show their ass. They really do show their ass. And then they get caught up. They get canceled. They fall down. Their reputation is fucked to no ends. Like, as in, you can't backtrack from that. You can't backtrack from that. No, you can't. There's no time traveling, no escaping, no falsifying, no abusing the authority, no assuming constancy where there isn't. They fall off. And that's what it is that they're afraid of. But the reality is that they were never there to fall off to begin with. Because who the fuck knows them in my family? We don't know about y'all. We never heard of y'all. All of us in Africa never heard of y'all. We don't give a fuck about y'all. Who the fuck gives a shit about y'all? Whatever satanic magical fucking power you think you have, don't you think that we invented in Africa already? That's where it began, innit? That's where I'm from, innit? If I was raised there, right? Right? So me, when I went to school there, I wasn't real. I'm poser because you're an idiot. So what is it? The witchcraft, black magic you thought that you could put on me, did it work? Did it work? Dummy? Like I said, these people be hopeless. They're so hopeless. And they hate on people with hope, because hope is of chastity. And that's what it was that they were trying to attack. Because they thought that by attacking agony, that it was going to affect hope. You see what I'm saying? But there was no agony in me. There's no agony inside of me. There's no demon inside of me. I alchemize everything that comes through my mouth, as Jesus told me. So there's no agony inside of me. I'd never accepted it. So when they're projecting their agony to control what they believe is mine, that's how they eat their own motherfucking tails. Because me personally, I'm a very hopeful person. I'm a very hopeful person when it comes to society. I'm a very hopeful person when it comes to people. I'm a very hopeful person when it comes to the chastity of others. I believe in the Holy Spirit of others. I believe in my neighbors. I believe in God. But I see now that I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to. This is what they want me to do. They don't want me to. Okay, so we'll give them what they want, right? I'm taking all the hope away from the planet Earth, and I'm only providing it to the Most High God and those that are chosen by the Most High God. This world is now fucking hopeless as shit, and I return all God's power back to Him. Amen. Since we want to play with my ranking, because me being an empress is such a joke. Okay, fine. Live in your agony. Live in your desperation and get angry at me. Why don't you just take me out then? You can't come here and kill me, but that's what they want, right? Finances, crossroads, direction, mind on the money. So the agony was what was driving them to make seem as if that they were going to be successful in some sort of aspect of ways where they were going to sacrifice other people's chastity, the sanctuary of other people's safety. So they thought that killing Jesus Christ was going to be the end of it, right? That's the same thing that they're trying to force me to feel now as vengeance, basically. Is like when Jesus died, they didn't expect him to come back in 3 days, so it's supposed to be our fault. And now they're forever vindictive because Jesus did rise, and they can't protect themselves from the reality that Jesus did rise 3 days later. So like, for example, me saying that I resurrected, they don't believe me. I don't give a fuck, bro. You listen, my 5-year-old self isn't concerned whether you believe that she died or not, okay? My 5-year-old self isn't coming to any of y'all to ask you whether or not you believe that I died. No, my 5-year-old self went up to heaven and asked God, am I really dead? And God stared at me. And God and he stared at me. And I stared at God and I went, oh. Because realization was key. And I couldn't get realization from here. No one here had the power to realize anything. Because literally it was destroyed. The power of realization. The power to realize. Yeah, realize. Realize. Just realize. You know how to spell realize? You know how realization works? You see, then the motherfuckers don't have the key. You see? They can't put 2 and 2 together. You see? Discernment. They're agonizing. And they are in agony. And now there's boundaries upon it. Agony. Oh, what a wonderful feeling. Oh, misery. Look at motherfucker. I put a boundaries upon agony. I put a boundaries upon false agony. I put a boundaries upon authority over agony. I put a boundaries upon authority over false agony. I put a boundaries upon false authority over agony. I put a boundaries upon false authority over false agony. Yeah. That's it. There was, yeah. There it is. There was this energy of like false reckoning that they were projecting so to make it seem as if that they were in absolution, to sacrifice engineered hope, anything already pre-engineered. So they were projecting their agony at pre-engineered surfaces, so to falsely accommodate other people's sanctuary, to interfere with people's sanctuary. Propagating, is that what it is? Gatekeeping, propagating. Yeah. Essentially, they were infiltrating people's lives by propagating, yeah, see? Pre-engineered, false pre-engineered. Yeah, false pre-engineered. Yeah, I'm tapping into it. It's a pre-engineered substance of agony that they would project onto the surface. Yeah, so to like disarray people's, yeah, that's what it is, disarray. They were like, because what is the opposite? Is it an arrange? Yeah, it's to like mismanage people's arrangements. You see, in pre-engineered constancies, it's like putting something in. It's like how they be saying putting something in someone's drink. I don't believe in all of that because it's scary. That's literally perpetuating a stereotype and also making it really hard for people to live their lives. It's kind of like that. It's like the worst of it would be like someone feeding me a nanobot or nanotechnology or something like that. Someone placing a listening device like in my skin or something, which people will want to make seem as if it isn't real. And it's like, no, it's not real for you. But there are chips that you can put inside like the cat, for example, right? So for example, I'm empathizing with my cat, someone who is going to be chipped anyways. So for example, now, right, my cat Caroline is 100% chipped, right? So Caroline, like I said, right, might be going through spiritual experiences when it comes to biotechnological ascension and integration of sentient awareness. Like, are we not comprehending the power of our crystalline technology merging with our DNA? We're literally becoming androids. Slowly but surely, with nanotech coming through. I mean, most people already have the COVID vaccine, right? So the COVID vaccine has nanotechnology inside of it. I don't know if you know this or not. You might think that I'm lying, but it's the truth. It's nano and tech, bio, nano, and tech. You can Google it. You can literally fucking Google it. Apart from that, nano and tech, you see what I'm saying? It's because they're stupid. I can't help it. Because they wouldn't understand how it works. I can literally make one for you right now. I can make a microchip that you can imbue into your fucking skin right now. I'm fucking Russian. Like, I can't do this shit anymore. People really don't know how to do things, and then they act like people who do know how to do things aren't smart enough to figure it out. That's who I'm calling stupid. Because that's stupidity, and it's a sin. It's a sin to be stupid because it perpetuates ignorance, which is an attack on intelligence. You see what I'm saying? And nobody really wants to be stupid. That's why you repent. Not anybody wants to be stupid. Everybody wants to be smarter. And that's the thing, right? There's bio and tech inside the thingy, right? And then there's also the what is it called again? Neuralink, right? You got Neuralink technologies now with Elon Musk and such, which allow you to tap into Wi-Fi with your fucking head, man. So what happened to us government kids? All of us government kids. What do you think happened to where we started feeling all these things and experiencing all these things? What about the Nepo babies? You see what I'm talking about now? People had to fucking go through shit to be here, to understand how this shit works. Some of us can't fucking be sacrificed. Some of us are bait for sacrifice. I try to warn people. I try to come by and say, hey, it's a test. This is a fucking test. I'm bait. This is a test. I literally am a messenger sent from the Most High God, and I'm an earth angel. Whether people like it or not, I'm one of the 144, if not the initiating earth angel 144,000. And it's not my fault. It's not my fault that in reality, the agony, that people, that those individuals who thought to do false sanctification rituals in order to attack people's chastity because they thought that they could sacrifice people for a false line of Carol, we're going to get anywhere. No, there's boundaries on that. It's over. Yeah, because they're not a divine masculine and they're not divine feminine and they're not competition. They're not a rival. So they wanted to falsify some sort of rivalry. It's like they wanted to be a part of the industry we were rising in, the rising industries. They wanted to be a part of rising industries and blend in by falsifying rivalry. That's that poser energy. That's what I'm saying. That's real. It's just not me. Fucking hell. And that's what I'm talking about. There's where they're attacking the solar plexus energy is because of like being defensive or being genuine. There's peace here. There's peace here. Caroline energy. Yeah, false Carol. Yeah, because I was just saying what it was and then they try to like take it. I can't even make this up. Y'all just saw me, yeah, literally rising. Look at that. Rising industry. So peace is a rising industry right now. The industry of peace right now is rising. This means like the industries that accommodate for food resources, HR resources, what do you call it? Stuff like housing resources, authority, education, stuff like that. That's what's rising right now. The prolificism inside charity work is being purified, and it's like the what is it called? Philanthropy is starting to finally rise, like finally be seen as worth it, right? Basically, that's what it is. Philanthropic humanitarianism. Now, when it comes to philanthropic humanitarianism, did I not just say ever since I was a child what I've been doing for people? That's the thing. I'm very well known where I'm from. I'm very, very well known where I'm from. The problem is that people want to control the narrative about me and who I turned out to be afterwards. Like, oh, you know that girl who helped all those millions of Africans? Well, she surrendered her life to say it. Like, what? No. Like, no. That they want to make this whole dramatic turnover of events where I'm some evil monster that like sacrificed. No, I never fucking did that shit. No, that's not what's going on. That's been dead. In fact, that's the old paradigm. That's been dead. That's what we're building our industry off the dead body of that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Whatever that is, where people think to sacrifice, no. As far as we're concerned, it is the layer of the earth, the most current layer of the earth that is satanic. That's what I'm trying to say. So basically, if you try to plant any seeds on the earth right now, it's like good luck farming. Good luck engineering anything right now. Good luck trying to plan anything. Good luck trying to schedule anything. Good luck. Because right now, it's about philanthropy and humanitarianism. It's about honoring humanity from God, through God. Honoring God through humanity and honoring children and the commandments. That's this huge cycle right now that would help people break through the false sacrificing nonsense. Because I don't want to hear people being like, nah, she's just making it up. The way that the very first thing my ex-partner told me was that they were literally trying to sell their souls to the devil, showed me the text and everything. They were joking and laughing about it as they were walking around talking about they're going to try and make me kill myself. I confronted him on some, oh, so you thought that you were going to sacrifice me? He said he started freaking out on some, no, that was never the plan, because he knew who the fuck I was. He was the only one who knew who the fuck I was, who the fuck I am. That's why he's look at the way that he's acting now. Let me tell you something. That's exactly where the fuck he's gonna stay. Do you understand me? I thought he passed his Saturn return. Apparently he failed it. Social media, look, dating, look at that. That's what it was that they were trying to, yeah, see? Pick one, disarray. So it's romantic disarray. They were projecting a romantic disarray, romance. So delusion or illusion, delusion, conclusion. What is it? Illusion. I think it is elusiveness or elusiveness. Yeah, lucidity. Yeah. So they were attacking my lucidity. Yup, that's where it is. They were attempting to bind. So they were lucid. This is like lucid dreaming. I completely forgot. I forgot that word existed. So it's like lucid dreaming, like astral traveling and lucid dreaming are two completely different things. Astral traveling is when you've already stepped out of the matrix. Like, that's the truth. When you astral travel, you step out of the matrix. But the reality is when you lucid dream, you still exist within the matrix that you're in. It means that when you're dreaming, you're still within your own temple, you're still within your own body. Wherever you're leaving is still within you. And wherever you're leaving to in your lucidity, that's still within you personally. But astral is when your spirit literally leaves your vessel, your matrix, and enters the divine matrix. Do you understand? So when it comes to the 3D, your flesh, your spirit, you know when they say, oh, I feel like my flesh is a prison, you know? It's like because they're stuck in a mentality of manifesting the prison of their matrix in their reality. When they're lucid dreaming and they think, oh, these are when people are lucid dreaming, the only realms they can tap into is within the realms of their own knowing, is into the realms of their own matrices. A matrix is is a mathematical formula that constitutes of a paradigm of a space-time continuum. It's basically an existing space matter, tangible reality that exists. That's why we study it in math and science and in physics and in university as well. So when you hold your vehicle, the flesh of you is a matrix because it is literally a substantiated, finished occurrent formula. It's already a perpetuated manifest, continuous manifest of an essence that already exists. Your soul is the one that manifests your body, not the other way around. The divine matrix is where your soul existence is in, not your matrix. Your Merkaba is your spirit vehicle, where your soul lives is your spirit. So whenever you're traveling in lucidity, you're only existing within a closed matrix, not a divine one. And if you give up your lucidity to someone else to consciously sacrifice them, you have sacrificed your own self to bind yourself to somebody else's matrix, in which that they have full authority to absolutely eliminate your soul and spirit, which is what is happening right now. Like I said, these industry folk, these people think that they're selling them. No. None of that is happening. A lot of people are really, you'd be surprised how many people fall for the bullshit instead of just going to school. So then you have, there's the matrix that they're stuck in agony. They're looking for agony to control or some shit like that. That's lucid Astral is when you've already mastered your vessel, mastered your vehicle, mastered yourself, mastered who you are, mastered your surroundings, mastered the universe, mastered everything. You're a master. So then God is like, all right, you're free to go. Shit, travel. Go ahead. Go ahead and make friends. So your spirit can leave your body and travel through multiple dimensions and realms and receive experiences beyond. You can start thinking outside of the box and everything, and you'll be protected. You'll be walking with your ancestors. And that's when you have a choice. That's the choice. That's actually the 9th dimension. It's not a situation where then you're supposed to, oh, it's the crossroad. No, it's not. No. After freedom comes the choice, not before freedom. You can't make choices. You can't make decisions when you're not free or liberated. That is all fake. It's all false. As someone who used to be a fucking slave, not really, because I refuse to be seen as one, but on paper, it sure is that way, isn't it? So basically, as someone who had to do that, who had to be a work slave, by the way, when I got human fucking trafficked, it was for work trafficking. That's why there's no fucking rape sex tapes. But it's too hard for them to comprehend that human beings could be trafficked because of their brain and not their fucking sexual organs. That is the injustice. That is the real injustice. They trafficked me because I was the only one who could do their paperwork for them. They wanted to accuse me of basically they wanted to throw me under the bus for gold collar crimes. Because I come from a royal bloodline. So I said, fuck you, fuck your money, fuck your bullshit. I'm not gonna do any of this to any of these kids. I'm not gonna ruin their lives and hide the fact that they're suffering. I'm not gonna sit here and perpetuate false stereotypes against human beings and God. I'm not gonna go against God just because you want me to. And I'm not gonna go against God just because you don't want me to, nigga. I don't give a fuck about you. That's what I feel. That's the energy I was giving. That's why they wanted to kill me. Like, let's make it clear on why they wanted to kill me. They wanted to kill me because they couldn't fuck me. They wanted to kill me because I was too protected. They couldn't kill me because they needed me. They couldn't kill me because they wanted to torture me. They couldn't kill me because they wanted to sell me out, sell me, make money out of me, get something out of it. At the end of the day, it is them and their industries that died. And that's how God works. Yeah. They okay, so the first time that they were playing with my internet, the time that I knew for a fact, right, was when I started making money online and everything was going good and dandy and fine and fantastic and fantabulous. Everything was going great. It was going awesome. And then I told the person who trafficked me that I was doing good. I'm not even kidding. It accidentally slipped up. Like, oh yeah, actually, I'm going to be moving out soon because, you know, I'm making enough money. They were like, you're making money? What do you mean you're making money? How are you making money? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit. Fuck. Oh fuck. And that's what I mean. The disarray. They forced the disarray on me before I even answer the question, so that I have to answer the question. It's like some sort of like energetic I'm telling you, it's some sort of fear. It's Stockholm syndrome. It's Stockholm syndrome. I'm telling you, it's Stockholm syndrome. Yep, it's Stockholm syndrome. That's what they want to cause. I'm saying Stockholm syndrome. Remember what happened in Stockholm? Why it's called Stockholm Syndrome? Research why it's called Stockholm Syndrome. Because it happened in Stockholm. You know where Stockholm is? Germany. Sweden? Germany? Sweden? Sweden, Germany? Stockholm is in Germany, no? No, it's in Sweden. No, it's in Germany. Fuck. I don't remember anymore. It's in Sweden. I'm pretty sure. Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah, I was there. No, I'm thinking of Frankfurt. That's why. Maybe Stockholm and then Frankfurt. Yeah, that's usually the layover. So it's about layovers. Important connection, compromise. I don't care. Yeah, grass is greedy for that. They just interrupted. You see what I'm saying? They infiltrated. Yeah, blocked. That's it. Mercury retrograde blocked. That's it. Fuck you. He doesn't. It's Mercury retrograde right now. So my ex-partner has completely forgotten everything about me. He's about all his exes. And all his exes are thinking about me. I know how Mercury retrograde works. Because I didn't tell him about that part. I told him everything he needed to know about being a Skywalker, his spirituality, activating him, initiating him. But I never told him about Mercury retrograde. And he's extremely mercurial. The thing is that he didn't activate his moon energy, his Taurus energy. He decided to sacrifice it for his brother. I was like, okay then, since that's your journey, yeah? That's your journey, yeah? Your brother can have my inheritance is what you believe? Because you think that because you're the emperor. Because you think you're the emperor. Because I'm the empress, you think you're the emperor. You think that you're higher ranking than me because you're a man. Watch you fall, nigga. Watch you fall. You're not the first nor the last emperor out in this bitch. What do we say? Jesus Christ is the Alpha and the Omega. Isn't that what I said? You see why we love Jesus? Y'all gonna hate. That's why they hate. That's why they hate Jesus. You see why they hate Jesus? Now you see what I'm saying. I'm like, watch you fall, nigga. Watch you fall. It's Mercury retrograde right now. As soon as Mercury retrograde is over, you know what's gonna happen? Because it's about to be over. Because it started, ironically. You know when it started, y'all? On my birthday. I shit you not. God was like, happy birthday, Mercury retrograde. Fuck that, nigga. He's like, I'll do you a favor. Send them off. and then here I am trying to, look, ghost, look, see? I created my reading to be able to compromise what I already know about what I know. Trying to act like that's not a possibility and I'm crazy, but they already mentioned a bunch of times how they mentioned a bunch of times already with their silence what their strategy was, because they can't hide it anymore when it came to being silent about what it is that they were trying to risk, what it was they were trying to sacrifice, which was my solar plexus chakra. You see, usually when people try to do ritualistic, sanctification rituals, or sacrificial rituals, they go for everything but the soul, really. It's because it's really funny. But him being someone that knows God went for exactly the soul, just to come find out that I can do something called resurrection and soul rebirth, which is something they can't do. Because that's not a Skywalker thing, nigga. That's a skill thing. That's a skill thing. Yeah, that Jesus can resurrect, so can I, yeah. And I did. And did. And did. Y'all can call me, like, it's fine. And did. You can test it if you want. Remember when you tested Jesus? I'm supposed to give a fuck when? Yeah, there it is, disarray. It's like they do the disarray, which is project bad news. I don't know what to say. They project the feeling of bad news. and they project bad timing and bad news at the same time. The problem is that it isn't real for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not real for me. It's not real for me. So it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've already been through it. I've already been through the problems that it's like, it's like being a soldier in the army. It's like being a soldier in the army and wearing a bulletproof vest, right? All the time, because you be knowing people be trying to murder you. So you be wearing a bulletproof vest all the time. So as you're wearing a bulletproof vest, it's like someone comes in with like one of them fucking darts, blow darts. You know what I'm saying? And they go into the chest. I just want to say, you know what I mean? How are we supposed to because like I wish it were funny. I wish I could stand there and go, "Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Ha, like he really thinks." But to me, I just look at that and I go, "Are you okay?" Like sincerely, who put you up to this? That's where I'm at. So like I'm literally an earth angel, a messenger from God, the most high God, right? So I came down here as the empress, as an incarnate. And I'm like, who put you up to this? Who put you up to this? Who put you up to this to go against me and what I'm saying? Who put you up to this? And there it is. Heartbreak and shattered. No second chances. Because the whole thing is to make me seem as if that I'm like nearby, or make me feel paranoid. My action when it comes to community, fabricating an experience around me to make seem as if that I'm not aware of how it works. To falsify understanding of like that is not the agony. That's not my business. Actually, is a back to sender, right? Watch me not give a fuck. You must think I give a fuck. You must think I give a fuck. You know, one of the biggest things that I can't fucking stand is having to prove how much I don't give a fuck. Because I really spent years explaining to people I don't give a fuck. It's even in my Facebook. 2013, 0.03% fucks left. I was 13 years old. I already lost all the fucks to give at 13. You think I really believe you? You think I really believe anything? Really? I died. You know what happened when I died? It was darkness. Absolute fucking oblivion. Nothingness. Even the ground didn't really fucking exist. I didn't even know if I existed. There wasn't even a hint of light, a shine. And then all of a sudden, there was a light that came down to me. And that's how I rose. But think about it. How long do you think it would have taken anybody else? How long do you think they're waiting for in that oblivion? In that reality. They thought that the chastity and euphoria and bliss existed in oblivion because I was singing Mac Miller's Oblivion, yeah, yeah. You know Mac Miller is a Capricorn. Because I was singing song. They took it personally. They take everything so personally. What don't they take as granted to themselves personally? What don't they take for themselves that they believe is granted personally? Everything they look at, they want it to be theirs. Can I not speak? I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to be. I'm not allowed to live. I'm not allowed to exist. I'm not allowed to live stream. I'm not allowed to make money. I'm not allowed to justify my reasonings. That's the problem they're having with me, is the fact that my reasonings are justified and they're logical, make sense, and are grounded and constitute of real wisdom and are apparent. Reconciliation and rebuilding with divine feminine energy here. There's this like agony energy that they're projecting, where it's like every in which way that they believe that there is supposed to be agony, but really it's where they're attempting to steal chastity at. So chastity is like the integrity of one's own consciousness, which is about like purity consciousness, Christ consciousness, I guess. So they thought that they were living in Christ consciousness, or purity consciousness, or collective. So they thought that was collective consciousness, that they were acting in collective consciousness. They thought that what they were doing was natural for collective consciousness. Like, this is what collective consciousness does: make people crazy by falsely telepathically communicating to them through fucking mirrored devices and on apps, on you know what I'm saying, in devices and shit like that. That's what they think the collective is doing: spying. Let me make it clear that is spying. They wanted me to be the Russian spy, in it. But what if I told you I was the one being spied on as a Russian, as an African? What if I told you I was the one being spied on? Yeah, rising industry philanthropist. Yeah. What I say? I've been doing this since I was a child. I worked in UNICEF Save the Children Foundation. I already did all that. Like, my ex-best friend, the one who got married and shit, she met BTS, like Bangtan Sanyada, the one that makes 60 to 70% of Korea's money. You know where my friend is a model at? Like, these are my friends. Those are my friends who are famous already based off of the line that we went through. We all went through it together. So we all make it in our different ways. And I'm a late bloomer, honey. Everybody knows that, especially in my school. Everybody knows that I'm a late bloomer. That's all it is. Because the reality of the situation is that I was given the award by those same individuals who already done made it to be the most successful. I was given that. They were like, yeah, Amina Allison, most successful, most likely to be the most successful. Yeah, so whatever agonizing pain that they were projecting on divine masculine when it came to me. So yeah, disarraying romantic feelings. That's what I'm saying. Allure, I said allure, illusion, right? Allure. Lure or illusion, romance, romanticism. It's like illusionary, lucid, yeah. Whatever they were projecting, false lucidity. I put a boundaries upon false lucidity. I put a boundaries upon lucidity. I put a boundaries upon authority over lucidity. I put a boundaries upon authority over false lucidity. I put a boundaries upon false authority over lucidity. I put a boundaries upon false authority over false lucidity. There's this energy where they believe like this is how they walk around, right? They're like, do this, do that, and they assume that that's what we do. We listen. They assume that's what we listen to. They assume that's what we listen to. Man, you know why they would keep all the knives separate in Epstein Island? Yeah, missing shapeshifter. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Divine intervention. Yeah, heartbreak, fatal meaning. That's it. No second chances. That's it. It's over. That's it. Since this is how they wanted to break up the partnership with me, right? They wanted to break my partner, my ex-partner wanted to break up the partnership with me through by ghosting, like, she's gonna be loyal, because he knew this about me. That's why he left all his paperwork and documentation and things with me, moral obligations, and he begged me to keep it and begged me to all this jazz. He was busy begging and crying. I can't do it anymore. That's what he was doing. Hitting his head, causing a tantrum. But I'm the one, right? I'm the one that's crazy and hysterical, right? Banging on the walls, breaking shit. Almost went insane, almost took myself out. He had to break the window to help me save my life. And I saved your life, you owe me. I saved your life, you owe me. Right? Right? That was what it was. It's them. They did this to me. I mean, they might have, but I knew that he was working with them in it. Somehow, in tangent, that he was somehow doing what it is that they wanted. In tangent. And that's what it is. Tangent. That's the sign, cosine that they were abusing. Tangent. You know, that was really hard. The hardest thing for me to learn about the sine cosine energy was the tangent. That was the hardest one. That's the line right there. You hear it? That's the line right there. Tangent. So they were attempting to falsify tangible lucidity, as in a line, to carol through tangible lucidity. See what I'm saying? Which would seem sentient. It's like a tool. So they would use someone who someone who had a divine connection that doesn't anymore, because it's been cut off. Whatever tether that they had to the divine that they were abusing has been cut off. Yeah. See, the funny thing about abusing someone else that's connected to the divine is that that divine person ends up not becoming divine, because that person decided to be abused. That's just the consequence of knowing that you're being abused as a divine being and not protecting yourself. Because what do you mean you're a divine being and you're letting yourself be bribed and abused? I guess you're not a fucking divine being then, are you? That's why Lucifer fell. Me, I'm not letting myself be abused. None of that shit is happening over here. I'm just hoping it's clear out already. And that's where the disrespect be so loud, because motherfuckers be late. They're late already. I'm a late bloomer, but at least I'm on time. You see that difference? 144. Yeah, look, friends, influences. There we go. There's the tangent. Because they wanted to make it seem, yeah, there's the tangent. They wanted to cause a tangent, falsify a tangent. I put a boundary upon tangent, I put a boundary upon false tangent, I put a boundary upon authority over tangent, I put a boundary upon authority over false tangent, I put a boundary upon false authority over tangent, I put a boundary upon false authority over tangent. It don't work on me. That's not how God communicates. God doesn't communicate by speaking to you physically where you can hear him. That's craziness. That's crazy making. Everybody fucking knows that. No one would ever fucking hear a voice and think, is that God? No. Nope. And hearing the voice of God is different. When you hear the voice of God, it comes from within. And it's not in a way where it comes through your own, like I'm saying, your vessel, where you feel like as if your vessel is speaking. Like, these people really think that because they don't know how it works, that we don't know. It's like some of what it's like the FBI doesn't have spy tech. We are the only ones that have it. Like ass looking motherfuckers. They look so stupid. Like whatever it is that they think that they had, like I'm saying, they're just cheating broken trust. When my partner was going through my documents and going through all my shit, right? What, he couldn't have implanted something in there? He did it behind my back. He even admitted to doing it. So how is it possible that it wouldn't be possible that they put something in my devices? They already been doing shit behind my back. So my partner got extra bribed. He got a discount off of his rent. And I ended up paying how much more rent in order for them to what? Falsify documentation and spy on me to be able to find out what it is that I'm doing, what I'm talking about, and how I do it. And this was what it was that they were doing. That's the part they didn't want to tell you in that video that he made. Right? Where he was so paranoid that I was some sort of evil bitch or something. So he went down to the room. That's what he told me. He told me that he was paranoid, that I was someone that, that couldn't be trusted. But when he went downstairs and saw all my paperwork and that I was legitimate, he got scared because he realized he couldn't fuck with me, that he fell for a trap because he himself knew God. So he tried to play both sides of the situation, but I already been knew that. My reality was that, why the fuck would you play with me personally then? If you knew. And that's when he's like, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Nah, prove it. You can't. You can't prove it because it's me proving it to myself all the time, because that's how it been worked. Because I didn't have to know, right, that he was working both sides, right? Do you know how many marriages are about to fail? Do you know how many divorces are about to happen right now, family? You know how many people are going to fail, are going to be able to get married now? Yeah, no, that's it. There's no hope. That's it. Since that's what y'all want from me, right? Talk. If you make me lose my mind again, I know you're digging your own grave. You know I'm consecrated. And well, you don't need my name. And when the time gets tough, I don't need your fame. I'll see it in your eyes, I know you can tell. You know I'm irreplaceable. So you think you can carry me into the edge of the tragedy. So you think you can marry me into the eve of insanity. Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, so you might feel like you're in trouble. Well, now you're seeing double, and when tomorrow comes, you'll be rubble. 'Cause when I start to scream, you'll realize I'm determined. So burn it to the ground. You can burn, 'cause I don't care that you're alone. Let me make it clear again. Cause I don't care and that you're alone. One more time. Cause I don't care and that you're alone. Divine timing. My timing is divine and it is right. What I do is my right, and it's my right to be in the right timing to do it. And I'm giving it to God. Intimacy, bonding, safety, comfort, music between the lines. Yeah, there it is. Divine intervention, romance, feelings. Yeah, it was like they were looking for, like, you know, basically it's like they're too stupid to actually comprehend the terms that I'm saying. No offense to anyone who might not know these terms but are not attacking me, okay? If you're not attacking me, why would you know these terms, right? Right? You would honestly learn the terms over time. That's normal. However, those that are attacking me are really stupid because what they think is romantic delusion and what they're looking for is romantic delusion, right? But when they say romantic delusion, you know how it manifests. You see how it manifests. This is where they want to stop me from communicating and speaking because then it would break their reality down. But I don't give a fuck. Romantic delusion really is romanticized energy, right? Roman, where does Roman come from? I be also numerology energy. Roman is Roman energy, Roman Empire energy. It literally comes from Romanization, right? Which is the influence of artistic renaissance. Then there's delusion. Delusion, which is something of the most high God that flooded the earth, right? So you have delusion of the clearing out of the earth, which is the deluge, which is of tsunami. So you're talking about a reinstating of a revolutionary enterprise when it comes to ellipses. And so tell me where I'm supposed to get confused at that act. That's what I'm saying. Their spell work pisses me off because that shit be so motherfucking weak. They don't even know how to spell. So they're waiting for the idea of romantic delusion, aka stereotype. So as they're waiting for stereotype, yeah? That's stereo. What is that? Vocal, stereo. What is that? What does stereo mean even? Right? That's what they want it to be on the radio. They want it to be on the radio. Nigga, I got you on that radio, they wanted that. Fuck you, nigga. Also, my friend works at the radio station, you weirdo. He's also my karmic twin, mind you. Losers, I swear. So they wanted to appeal to stereo. So stereo came to me. So it's angels of the stereo. Stereo is basically the energy of fifth elemental ether frequency, mastery over stereo, which is why the music industry was so prominent, basically. That's the whole point of this reading here today, y'all. That's the whole point. Is how they failed to actually ascend with the assignment that God gave when it came to stereo live. Stereo live, baby. This is about currency. Live music and caroling, right? Everyone has a right and an authority to get their music out there and is allowed to exist within the paradigm of fruition. It's okay for everyone to be a niche celebrity when it comes to the music industry. It's okay. Everyone can be a celebrity when it comes to music. Everyone can make music nowadays. In fact, there's famous people who have, you remember when they said the music of the future was going to be welcome to the future. That's where we're at. And they not it. See how they not it? See how they ain't shit? We don't know them. We don't know who they are, but we've heard of we've heard of that though. You see the difference? That's why I said they were never going to be what it was that they were trying to be. But God gave them the grace to believe it so he could take it away. God can be cruel too. That's the thing about God. He can be cruel too. 848. It's bad luck. That's why people want to walk around thinking they're God. Because they're like, they know God can be cruel. You know? They know. That's why God is very scary. He's very, very scary. He is. He's very scary. God is very scary. He is. You should be very afraid. That's what he said. So God can be cruel too. Ain't nothing stopping the Most High. What's stopping the Most High? The creator of all creators, the most graceful, most humble, most kind kindred, from being cruel to a loser who hurt his children. Bruh, if my father were around me, I'd be getting... Why do you think my father isn't around? Because do you know the fear in my father's eyes when he saw me born a girl? You should have seen the fear in my father's eyes when I was born a girl. So there's been PTSD now when it comes to these those shapeshifters, right? That's them mirroring it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, now they're really being watched. Yep, there it is. Because they wanted to make it seem as if that, yeah, they were trying to project the same kind of like sneaky fucking Luciferian, and they were trying to project Luciferian, like they were trying to make Lucifer be my twin flame energy, basically. They were trying to make me be like narcissistic. They kept on trying to force me to be narcissistic or trying to make me seem narcissistic. Everything that I was doing, they were trying to make seem was coming from a place of narcissism. Now I can never be a narcissist again. So it technically helped me. Technically, it's over. I think that's what the last of the DNA that I was cleansing was, the narcissism DNA. Yeah, narcissism. I can't even not say it anymore. Narcissism. The Irish in me is coming out. Yeah, because that's it. There was these tangents that they were projecting in order to falsify pathways towards narcissism, so that there would be a disarray when it comes to hope. It's like I don't know how to explain this. It's really strange. It's like they expect me to be romantically delusional about someone that I just couldn't have given a fuck about if I actually knew about them and didn't know them personally. You see what I'm saying? If I knew about a motherfucker, I wouldn't give a fuck about them, regardless if I even knew about them or not. I would have to know a person personally to give a fuck about them, right? That's where they're confused at. How is it that I don't give a fuck? And it's like, well, why would I give a fuck? That's the problem with them. That's their agony, is that they're romantically delusional. So they project all their agony to cause false tangents, to cause me to be narcissistic through abuse, of tech, cyber attacks. And that was my next thing, right? That's what I was trying to say before I close this out. When I started off in the industry, right, properly, I started off on YouTube, on Twitter in 2010 and 11, I think, 2010, 11, right? I started tweeting, I was on Twitter, I was on YouTube, and around that, I think it was about 2009 or so. I think it was 2009 or so. I was exploring like my body and exploring things like that. And I didn't know that the camera was on. And so what happened was I had YouTube on, and then I was 9 years old. And then the camera was on, and I was 9 years old. And the camera was on, and I was 9 years old. And so I'm getting all these random text messages, calls, and like emails. And suddenly, like, a lot of shit starts going down in my reality. Like, my computer's getting hacked. Like, viruses are coming out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, I was already getting, you know what I mean? I was already getting trafficked. So it wasn't new to me that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't new to me that I was getting attacked, but I didn't know I was getting attacked by a separate enemy. I was like, what the fuck? I got 2 enemies. I'm only 9. Like, I was scared because I was like, what if, you know what I mean? So I went over to the person who trafficked, and I'm like, hey, I accidentally did this. And then they're like, what? They're like, what? And so I got banned from using tech like that, right? So I would just have my shit taken away from me. But then with the way that my reaction was, the person who was taking away my tech, right, realized like, oh my gosh, this is a new source of power. Like, I can really control her with her phone. Like, I can control her with the lap. If I buy her something and then take it away from her, I can make her do whatever she wants. Like, I can make her do whatever I want her to do, type of situation. So that's how it started. But I felt so guilty for, you know, making that mistake that I just let it happen, because I was like, nah, I gotta learn my lesson, because, like, you know, what I did was like wrong, and like, you know what I mean? So because I was 9 and I didn't mean for it to happen and stuff like that, and I didn't think it was gonna happen that way even. And so we totally got infiltrated. Totally got infiltrated. And so we've been, so then all of a sudden all these people start coming about, right? So then it's like all these people, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I realized by 2014 that my mom was getting my parent was getting lost in the sauce. They were getting lost in the sauce heavy, drinking a lot, partying a lot all the time, you know, losing their minds about things, always getting overtly aggressive, constant headaches, always gaining weight, having a problem with dietary issues, getting really sick super easily. I was like, this isn't cool. Something is wrong, right? I want to protect my parent. I wanted us to be better. So I would start standing up for her again, right? So I would like try and protect her from all these guys and situations. And then she was on some, oh, she's just jealous of our relationship. That's when I backed up. Because I was like, what? Me? Like, so then I was so distraught. I fell into like a depression. And I would stay at home and like, you know, I'm not staying at home, but like I would stay in my room instead of going out to the living room to watch TV sometimes, right? So I would go stay in my room, and I would just like read books all day and night. I would read books. I would read manga, manhwa. I would watch anime. I would watch Vampire Diaries. I would watch TV series, Supernatural. I would watch all of them, right? I would just sit down, watch movies, all of it, right? I would just be like, wow, I can't believe, like, you know what I'm saying? And so the whole time, I'm focusing on like Bonnie and, you know, Elena's relationship, because they were like best friends, and Bonnie wanted to be with Damien or wanted to be with Stefan, and then, like, you know what I'm saying, and this guy wanted to be with Stefan, and then she chose Damien, and I'm like, no, what about Stefan? And then when she broke up with Damien, I was like, no, what about Damien? And so I always had this appeal in my mind, I was like, I just need someone to like, you know what I mean? I always understood how, like, you know what I mean, how annoying Damien was, because the whole reason that he broke up with Catherine is because his brother Stefan lied about the whole situation, right? And then when Stefan, right, when Stefan chose to be with Elena, he wasn't choosing Catherine, he was choosing Elena. So if you're choosing Ice, you're not choosing Amina. You see what I'm saying? You're choosing who we once were, not the version of us that now exists. So what if that's the whole concept now, that is a movie about it? They're like, what if the real Isis comes along and the real incarnate of her soul comes along? I am the real incarnate. That's just a movie, you delusional freak. That's what I'm saying here. That's what I'm saying here. It's like the mythos of the story is what it is that they're so clinging onto, is the false hope of the reality that they were leaning on when it comes to their own matrix of reality. Do you know what I'm saying? Is their own dream. Is their own fantasy. It's not real. That's why movies are made, because, well, art imitates life, but if you don't know how it does, then you don't even know what life is, do you? And so I was reading those things, and then I made over, I made like over like 15 to 25 to 50 paintings in like 3 months or something, 2-3 months. And I was just sitting there. And then the person who was basically bullying me, the person, my parent and stuff like that was attacking me all the time, they were like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Every time I accuse her of being jealous of me and my relationship, she gives me space to do whatever I want. Yes, I'm winning as a mother. Can you believe it? So I would give her space in her relationship so that she would learn how to be in a better relationship, you know what I'm saying? So she could get closer to God and all that. And this whole time she was isolating me. So I was sitting there isolated, literally just focusing, working, cleaning, minding my own business, getting used. But because I wasn't around, more rumors started getting spread, more rumors. By the time I came out my room, it was, oh, Amina, you poor baby, what's wrong? I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what's happening? Because every time I mind my business, it's always them thinking that I'm coming after them, though. But it's them coming after me, is it not? So I remember around that time is when I decided to go to boarding school. I was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable being in this house anymore. Like, clearly you're on some crazy shit. I don't know what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to avoid a bunch of pedophiles, like 4 pedophiles in the house. You know how hard it is to avoid 4 adult men in your own home as a little girl? Like, it's really hard. It's really hard because they're always trying to call you out. They're always on some like, why are you rolling? You know what I'm saying? They're always trying to like have you around, always lurking, creeping, and like trying to figure out what you're doing. And it's a lot. You know, I had to use the Disney key to stop that guy from like attacking me, because he got deported from his country because he was literally found out to be a pedophile there too. I was like, oh well, shit. And literally, so they had to deport him. Yeah. And then I still kept in contact with like Paul and stuff like that, like my mom's ex and stuff like that. And he's still about it. He was still talking to me on some like, but your mom said that she was like this, and I'm still trying to get to her. I'm like, Ma got married. She got married. She cheated on you and got married. He's like, I can't believe it. I'm like, I have to show you proof because it's the only way that you can break free from it. And then he's like, I'm still talking to her though. I was like, you're still talking to her? He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, what the fully, I got a full marriage certificate. They got a full marriage certificate to another so the whole time they're thinking it's me. They're thinking it's me that's doing all the fugazi shiesty shit. I'm no. The fact that they thought that it was me is the problem. They're not facing that reality. They need to face that reality. They need to face it. They need to face the reality. You can literally look up Anna Allison online, and that is my mom. If you Google my name and then you see also as Anna Allison on that false ass police bullshit report that they bullshitted me on to defame my character to hide her murder, it literally says Amina Allison, also known as Anna Allison, but if you Google her fucking name, that's a whole different fucking person. That was the fucking sacrifice shit that they did. That was what it was. You see? But where is she then? After that, because the only time that she was popping up online is when I was popping up online with her, when I was around her. Where is she then? Where is she then now? Who's heard of her last? Because certainly not I. So I've been free in it. I've been on my journey in it. It's almost like I'm my own person in it. It's almost like I got my own shit in it. It's almost like what I got, you can't touch. It's almost like that, isn't it? It's almost as if that's exactly the reality that's going on. And that's what I'm saying here. Is that they wanted to cause a tangent to my destiny. They wanted to cause a tangent as a share. And now it's being cited, given to God. Yeah, they wanted to cause a tangent in my journey so that they would be able to share in the experience of it. And that's not what's happening. Because they'll never, ever, ever be able to experience the joy and glory of my journey. God wouldn't allow that. Do you understand? I'm not scared, paranoid, worried, afraid, like how you want me to be. I'm not you. I'm not thinking negative thoughts about other people, myself, or any situation. I'm not you. I don't react so impulsively and recklessly like you did. People really want to act as if I don't know what it is. They want to assume their advice is benevolence, but I'm the one that's a lifestyle coach for a reason. It isn't anything to me for people not to believe me. They're not my clients. Yeah, there it is. Home foundation. This is what it was. They thought that they were the cusping energies. They thought they were cusping. They thought they would cusp. That's the energy, to cusp. Yep, they thought they would be at the cusp. That's what it is. Yep, they thought they would live in the cusp of our glory so that they would be able to take our glory. Yep, and that's why they would do all the sacrificial shit. That's why they would be trying to do the selling of souls. That's why all that nonsense. And now I finally see it. Now I can finally literally free myself off the fucking chains of whatever my mom did too. Yeah, marriage, love, look at this. Sacred union, strong affection. Yeah, they thought they were at the cusp of. Yeah, they thought that it was already there. Like, they thought that It's like someone waiting till the last minute, till the nick of time, right? To the cusp of the peak of. You see what I'm saying? To be able to leave, to cause maximum damage, right? So it's like people leaving their relationships, getting married, and then leaving their wives or divorcing their wives or husbands at the cusp of the marriage, right? Or people like trying to basically, that's what they were doing. That's what they were doing. It's like if you, whenever you had the kids, you had the family, you got all this shit together, and then when you have it all together, it's like, okay, you're about to rise, you're about to increase, and then boom, they leave, right? That's when they leave. They take it with them, like they try to take it with them, right? That's what they be doing. That's what they also attempt to falsely simulate on the other side, like they chase other people away and then force them to keep all their shit behind, all their energies behind. They chase them away out of the homes, right? Rah! And then like then they keep all the stuff and try to plagiarize off of them, right? That's what it is. But the thing is that they were abusing was the cusp, the energy of cusping. So that's all they would, like, because we have a very tunnel vision. That was what they tunnel vision on, cusping, to cusp. So I put a boundary upon cusping, I put a boundary upon false cusping, I put a boundary upon authority over cusping, I put a boundary upon authority over false cusping, I put a boundary upon false authority over cusping, I put a boundary upon false authority over false cusping. And that's what it was that they were abusing. And now it's over. It's never gonna work again. It's never ever worked before, really, but it's never gonna work again, as in like we're not gonna have to experience this in our conscious reality, and we're gonna be restored, and everything that we were meant to have when it comes to the energy that they didn't want us to have by that attack, we're coming to receive. We're coming to receive because kingdom cometh. Yeah, we're coming to receive. Kingdom cometh, and there's nothing they can do about it. There's not one thing that they would even be able to. There's not even anything they would be able to do about it. Not even nothing. Healing and releasing, yeah. There's healing. I'm healing now from something, right? I'm healing now from something I learned recently when it comes to paradigms and rising paradigms, okay? Because the rising paradigms do have to do with, what'd you call it? The rising paradigms have to do with the rising industry of philanthropic humanitarianism, which is being sanctified at this time. Yep, there's a sanctification of it. Okay. Yep. So they were attempting to abuse people who were initiated into diversified esoteric schools of thought. So once you are very, very smart, when you're very, very, very smart, smarter people come along to sponsor your education. When smarter people come along to sponsor your education, they sponsor it so that you would align with higher values and authorities, so that you would be able to utilize your power with integrity, dignity, authority, and so on and so forth, right? In these esoteric schools of thought, you are able to ascend all the way to the high heavens. It's almost a direct school to heaven. You see what I'm saying? Because you literally only have to take that pathway to understand how to educate yourself in terms of the Lord Jesus Christ and the way that he has spoken and his words and his anthology. Because he is the one who manifested the unified system, or the UI, the user interface, for communicating with like conscious reality ideals and God. So interfacing realities, right, that they were projecting, at, were basically the cusp energies of our biological reasonings. It's a very deep conversation that has to be had about esotericism to even get there. The reason why they come across so stupid is because the consequences for doing the things that they're doing are things that you learn in the school of thought. You see what I'm saying? You learn these things through esoteric wisdom and education. That's how it's like knowing that someone is too stupid to steal something and you can see them on your camera trying to steal. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching someone do something stupid. Like that's what they look like. But for people who don't know what it seems or don't know what it looks like or don't know how it feels, they have preconceived notions. Why? Because they're not a part of that energy. It doesn't mean that they're wrong. It doesn't mean they're not going to heaven. It just means that there are individuals who they don't have the authority. They don't have the accolades. They don't have the resources. They don't have the wisdom. They don't have the background. They don't have the fundamentals. They don't have the foundation. You see what I'm saying? They don't have the foundation of enterprise. They don't have the foundation of knowing when it comes to understanding these esoteric laws and wisdom. But there are there are those individuals who are aware of the consequences and or karmic consequences of their own actions when it comes to their own conscious being. That means they fuck up and then they try to get away with fucking up, but then they can't get away with fucking up, so they start doing shit and then that's how they start stumbling upon, you know what I mean, different ways. Like I said, my mom would be like, oh, so if I do this to her, she reacts like that, right? That's what I mean. They start stumbling upon and then it becomes satanic. You see what I'm saying? It just so happens to become satanic. It never is starting off satanic. In fact, people who start off satanic usually end up moving to God anyways because they're like, that's crazy. Because it's a fundamental school. So what they were doing is like abusing these esoteric occult wisdoms and abusing these like high vibrational informations, right? That they weren't ever supposed to have access to. Basically, it's like going into my crypt, right? The crypt of Isis in fucking Egypt as an American thug, right? Who can barely read, like who can really barely read, and then stealing it, acting like they're about to sell someone's soul. They're about to be famous like Isis. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like I'm talking about the basis fundamental of understanding when it comes to the reasonings, when it comes to that. Like, please. They're assuming that what? People in the past were stupid. Egyptians were stupid. We invented math. Like, we invented math. That's what they want to argue about. So there's just no way that because somebody else doesn't understand, there's no way. Just because somebody else doesn't understand something, that now that they would have access to cusping realms of esoteric wisdom to target the sanctifications of divine beings. Who the fuck do you really think you are? Out of 8 billion people in this world, you think that there isn't a person who is trying to, summon Satan once in a while? Out of 8 billion people in this world, we're all supposed to feel the wrath of random ass motherfuckers we have no idea about because they want to summon Satan all of a sudden. Now we're supposed to feel targeted. Out of 8 motherfucking billion people in this motherfucking, almost 9, if not 9 billion motherfucking people in this planet, you're the only one who wants to sell someone's soul? And we're supposed to know. We're supposed to feel a ways about it. According to whom? Out of 9 billion motherfuckers in this planet, according to whom should we listen to your fake ass prayers to sell someone's soul, fucktardy and loser? Ain't nobody give a fuck about you. That's the reality of the situation. The characterizations of these demonic energies in order to stipulate people into a false metaphysical reality where their psychology is damaged enough so that they would be able to compromise their ideals and their everyday consciousness Do they even understand what the fuck I'm saying? Rapist. They're a rapist. Is that easier? Did I spell it out for ya? Coercing, cusping energies. Yeah, that's their agony when it comes to bliss and euphoria. What I say about orgasms, what I say about bliss, euphoric energy, how it's only with God is the best. Their whole thing was to coerce people to rape people. They wanted to be in control of people's realities. Third, fourth, fifth house energy. They wanted to make a rape cult. Spiritual rape cult. That's what they are. All those false ass industries that cause I mean, we already knew that. Didn't we already know that? We literally already knew that. We literally already fucking knew that. But they were trying to recruit divine beings. So to still, because they already knew that they were falling. So to try and make seem as if that it ever worked. Because they didn't target divine beings before. They were too scared. God was baiting them. When are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? My divine being is right here. She's bait. Come on, sacrifice her. Come on, I know you want to. Look at her. She got the body. She got the image. Come on, look at her. She's off. Like, come on. Look how she's talking. You know what I'm saying? She got it all. I know you want to. That's God. I'm telling you it's God, bruh. I'm telling you he's terrifying. He's like, thou shalt not touch my anointed one. I fucking dare you. 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 Go ahead. Do it. Oh, fuck yeah. I want to fucking... Like, that's how he is. He can't wait to destroy him. He can't wait. That's how he feels. So they were trying to cause a tangent for anyone seeing it as a sex cult. No, I don't want to be a part of your sex cult. Sorry, I don't want to be a part of your sex cult. No, sorry. You know what I mean? That's what they were blocking. You be walking around, hi, oh my gosh, I just moved into the neighborhood. Sorry, no, I don't want to be a part of your sex cult. That's the reality that they were trying to avoid. And that's what it was that they were trying to put me in, to make me seem as if that I'm the one. Like I said, if that's what you believe, stay there. If that's what you believe, stay there. Don't come over here. Don't worry about what's over here. Do not worry about what's over here. Mind whatever you agony over there. If you thought it was me, keep that same motherfucking energy wherever you're at. That's how I feel. Yeah, because now they're in regret for the disarray. I don't give a fuck what I say, because I don't care that you're alone. It's like, you know what it is? It's like the new hope card keeps coming out. But I think what it is that because I'm hopeful. And so every time somebody else looks at me, it's like, oh, it was the new girl, like the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type of energy. They always love to project, whenever I say, oh yeah, I'm Nigerian, they always project this coming to America analogy. Oh, Mutabembe, bitch, if I don't fucking, how that shit pisses me off. They be looking at me when I came to America. They be like, Wakanda forever. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, nigga. Like, first of all, that's not even a real place. That was my entry. I'm like, I was human trafficked. Da, 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 da. Oh, you're from Africa. Oh my God, what kind of forever? I'm done. Let me go. Let me go. That's why I want to talk. They be trying to give me advice. Like, listen. Huh. The bigotry is insane. Nobody ever wants to admit how they're racist towards me, though. The crazy part about being racist towards me is that why? As a Jewish Jew, I'm Jew, Black, Russian. I've got Indian, Asian in me. As in, you can literally because motherfuckers always want to bluff. But when I show them, the moment I show them my DNA charts, that's the moment they go to hell. So who are they being racist towards? Who are they being bigoted towards? Because I'm also demisexual. I was also non-binary for a while. So what is the discrimination against? What's the difference? What's the cultural difference? Oh, is the composure. It's my composure that they're mad at. Because my composure manifests composition, bars, standards. Because I can bliss people. I can bliss even the heavens as people. Bars. Because I can develop techniques. They're in a karmic relationship. It's an eonic loop, and it's none of my business. Signs. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson when it comes to all this shit, bro. When it comes to yeah. When it comes to the agony that they're projecting, so that to make it to, it's like they're projecting all the agony so that there could be false education of esotericism, false esoteric education. They wanted to falsify esotericism. Yeah. I put a boundaries upon esoteric. I put a boundaries upon false esoteric. I put a boundaries upon authority over esoteric. I put a boundaries upon authority over false esoteric. I put a boundaries upon false authority over esoteric. I put a boundaries upon false authority over false esoteric. Yeah, they were abusing esoteric systems in order to capacitate themselves into, you know what it is for me? People would be like, how can you stand this? How are you not going crazy? You must be going crazy. Because I know it's an initiation ritual. It's them hazing me. It's my peers hazing me. It's just the ones that are the pawns for it are not a part of it at all. They don't know. They're like, God damn it, Amina. Fuck, we were just having a great time. Why can't you just pass the thing? Fuck, get in here. Like, that's literally how they are. Because I already know this shit. Because I'm tired of it. Like, I'm done. I don't feel like going through it anymore. Call it nepotism. Call it privilege. I don't feel like it. Legacy shit. I guess I'm a legacy child. Screw that. That's the reality of the situation. You know, like in fraternities and sororities, how people come in and their legacies, right? I'm a legacy. I'm already a legacy. I'm building a dynasty, actually more than. And because they knew that I'm the legacy. They knew that I'm the legacy. But they wanted to sacrifice me. They wanted to already before they knew I was a legacy. It was too late. It was too late. They wanted to act like it was a nick of time situation. No, 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 no. The divine timing was me. I came in there. You see how I came in there for 6 months and I left? And it didn't take me 2 years and a nigga? It took him 2 years to be able to figure out his way to be able to get out of the situation, to still be stuck in that same situation with his dumb ass. Because that's the reality. He's probably still talking to them. My ex-partner. He's probably still talking to them. They're still probably talking to all of them together, satanic, being all satanic and shit, trying to get on me, trying to keep going in the future to pull me into this shit. Nah. He already fucked up. I was already trying to break up with him. He already mentioned that in the video. That I didn't want to stay. I was trying to leave. I saw that part and I didn't need to see anything else. Because that was the part I was trying to make sure he did say out of all the things that I knew he was going to lie about. Because that was what our partnership was the fuck about. Because I said to him, you think you're just gonna fucking fuck me over? Nah, you want to baby trap me? I'm going to show you a trap. I'm going to show you a motherfucking trap. Later on, they were calling me all sorts of genius. So basically, I wanted to make sure that it was clear that I already had technically broken up with him a long fucking time ago. Even the cop that came through was like, are you serious about her? Are you serious about her? And when the cop left, he was like, if you think I'm not serious about this, it'll be the final time. It'll be the last time. And then they continued to harass us. And that's the play on play. That was the double-sidedness. Even on the last day, on the very last day in the crisis, he said that I had to like basically take it dead serious. That I had to. So now we're seeing that was a lie, right? So he wasn't taking me serious. That's too bad. It's too bad. You see how it's too fucking bad? It's too late. It's too damn motherfucking late. They can all crash and burn. All of them. In fact, the entirety of Massachusetts can go to shit. Go to hell. And all their hometowns too. Whatever they got in Puerto Rico going on. Yeah, that's it. Shapeshifter with storms and turmoils ahead. I already knew that Massachusetts had already been declared a satanic state before California, by the way. Yeah, that part. Oh, now he wants to come back. Now he remembered. Oh, can you imagine? Now he remembered. It's too late. It's too late. Actually, I have a very fine, attractive man waiting for me. Very, very fine, attractive men. In fact, did you know I could marry multiple husbands? Motherfuckers don't want me to marry a husband. Watch me get multiple. Watch me get multiple husbands. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're going to have to watch me get multiple husbands. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, I'm divine feminine. Look at this. Empress energy. I was just thinking about saying that. Watch me teach a whole bunch of real ass women how to get multiple husbands. Watch them all marry multiple men and leave none for these whores. Well, you know, I was always feeling like, you know, maybe I am a little bit centered when it comes to one person involved. I always like to focus on one person at a time. But they get on my nerves, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, like, live my life. And they be stressed out about like their money and like working and shit like that. And then these friends and buddies that they need to be able to trust, because all these motherfuckers be on some horse shit, bruh. On some whore industry shit, bruh. Like boring shit. And so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And then like, who said that we can't, you know, have surrogates and like have people like in their DNA we can raise their kids together. It's a cool. But I mean, my kid is gonna be my kid. You see? You see how much I don't give a fuck? Or should I keep going? Would you like me to keep telling you my plans? Yeah, now they're scared of me type shit. But that's too late to be scared of me, because they should have been scared of God. They're scared of my riches. They're scared. Now they realize I'm rich. Can you imagine? Rich in spirit, soul, power, but except for money. I got everything but money type shit. I don't worship money. I only worship the Most High God. I don't love money either. I'm just not evil. So money comes and goes, you know what I'm saying? And there's ways that I have to be able to, you know, accommodate its income and outcome. But in order for me to do that, I must master myself. You see what I'm saying? I must master my own stature and composure, because I've got to deposit. You see what I'm saying? Composite, deposit, positioning. I've got to master my positioning so I can master composite, deposits, opposites, opposites. You see what I'm saying? Opposites. You see what I'm saying? There's an esoteric balance in this reality that I'm upholding for myself, because that is the test that I go through on this planet. These are the things that I go through on this planet. This is my life. I go through it. It's me that goes through it. I go through esoteric tests, not those losers that are being used as pawns for my esoteric test. It's about recognizing. For the others, it's about recognizing who's who and using your discernment. For me, it's past the test. How many times did they say ew at me? How many times did they hurt me? Like, yeah. It's like a definition or something about resolution. Yeah, resolution, res definition. They wanted to control rendered Ren. Fucking A. There he is, Lucifer. Again, I can't even fucking cap everywhere I turn. As soon as the answer comes to me, bruh. Because rendered resolution definition, of course, they're going to try and make seem as if that I'm the one that's Lucifer. Is it because I'm red? Didn't they say the light of Lucifer wasn't red? It was brilliant, like orange. It was like the sun, not red. It was orange. Archangel Michael's energy is bright yellow. Archangel Gabriel's blue. The Most High's is pure white light. Pure white light. Holy energy. Mine is red. Pure fucking red. Esther. I'm a red galactic Skywalker. There's blue too, but that's Archangel Gabriel, I said. It's like the primary, like we're the primaries, like, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to, yeah, Primarch, right? Exactly. Pry. They wanted to pry. Pry, prod, poke. Yeah, pry, prod, and poke. That's what it is. I put up boundaries upon those three PPP. See, PPP? That's why they were like, PPP, loan, loan, loan. That's why they were doing that for, like, oh my gosh. Put up boundaries upon prying. Put up boundaries upon prodding. Put up boundaries upon poking. Put up boundaries upon false prying. Put up boundaries upon false prodding. Put up boundaries upon false poking. Put up boundaries upon authority over false prying. I put up boundaries upon authority over prying. I put up boundaries upon authority over prodding. I put up boundaries upon authority over false prodding. I put up boundaries upon false poking. I put up boundaries upon authority over poking. I put up boundaries upon authority over poking. I put up boundaries upon false authority over prying. I put boundaries upon false authority over false prying. I put boundaries upon false authority over false prodding. I put boundaries upon false authority over prodding. I put boundaries upon false authority over poking. I put boundaries upon false authority over false poking. Oh, these are chants, technically, yes. But the chanting is in the energetic vibration of the word, which I pull outwards and express to strengthen the boundaries that God has already placed for me there. Is the acknowledgement that it would already be there once I realize. And so I get like quadruple the gratitude. I'm like, it's like, you know how it's like some people make 10-digit incomes, right? I said 10-digit. Do you hear what I'm saying now? It's like some people make like higher income. Like some people make more zeros, like have higher digits of their income. So I manifest that convenience so that people can grow from like having 100 in their bank account to 100K in their bank account, but without going through the fucking lessons of scams and scamming. And only people that are a part of the esoteric school of, you know, the Most High's education, and that's just the truth, and they'll never be a part of it. Yeah, they're projecting a no contact energy, and that no contact is the one that they're using to the no contact. What is that? Like, what is the no contact energy? It's like not being contacted, not being, contact. You know, I never even figured out the word contact. I never even thought about it until now. Because then I would always even see, oh my gosh, I can't even make it up. They would falsify paranormal contact. That's what it was that I was trying to explain. They would falsify paranormal contacts to drive people insane. That's what they would do. Those Satanists. They would basically falsify paranormal contact. I mean, they use it online all the time. Like, oh my gosh, I saw a ghost. But then it'll be like a fake one, right? I'm saying it's like that. It's like they fake spiritual contact, paranormal contact. And then they make it seem as if that it is karma, haunting, mental illness, craziness, or, you know, all that. All to steal other people's ideas, to plagiarize off of them like the Phoenicians did a long time ago. The Phoenician, yeah, that shit's old as fuck. Remember the Phoenicians? No, exactly. The Phoenicians did the same. That's where the Nazis came from. That's where the Nazis came from. Yeah, they were like trying to falsify observing of observing of natural order. Yeah, I put a boundaries upon falsification of natural observation. Yeah, I put a boundaries upon falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon authority over falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon authority over falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon false authority over falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon authority over false falsification of observation. I put a boundaries upon false authority over false falsification of observation. There it is. So whole inner growth, divine timing, safety, comfort, and security. And there's the compromise on the table. They're caught. They can't compromise our integrity anymore in collective consciousness, and we're rising. We'll never have to deal with those satanic individuals ever again, or people connected or correlated to them, or projecting for them, or protecting around them, or listening to them, or folding over to them. Falsifying, because here's the deal. Here's the fucking deal, okay? Here's the fucking deal. All right? This is what I've had enough of. There's a wife and a husband, right? And the husband finds out that there's some shit that they have to do quietly and secretly. So they're like, oh no, I can't have to worry about my wife about this because I don't want to fuck, divorce. Leave your wife the fuck alone then. Divorce her. I am so sick and fucking tired of men hiding shit from their wives. You are the weakest link. I'm tired of it. What if I tell my wife? Then what if I get her into trouble? I guess both of y'all have to sink the motherfucking ship. What the fuck is your problem? Like, what the fuck is it? You know what I'm saying? You don't, if there's a nuke warhead, so you get a call, there's gonna be a fucking nuke. You don't go, everything is gonna be okay. Fuck you, nigga. I'd rather die single. Let me go. No, 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 no. Pussy, no. First of all, why'd you bring us to this country to have us nuked for? Pussy, no. No, that's not a man. Pussy, we don't fuck with this. No, you better know what a man really means. Oh my god, I entered a secret society that has me murdering people. And do I give a fuck? Am I your wife? You should have been told that to your wife. Now everybody knows. Now everybody knows. And that's what I'm trying to say. They be trying to make seem as if that I'm their wife by confessing to me. Confessing with false confession, marriage through false confessions. Isn't that pretending to be in love? Yeah, you see how it comes to me? You see how it comes to me? As a false confession. I'm like, ugh, what is that? Yeah, divine masculine is here. Yeah, okay. Give it to God. So basically, they were trying to hack onto my devices using the internet back in the day in Texas, right? Because whenever I'd be live streaming, there was this constant disconnection, constant disconnection. My computer would always disconnect. It was working just fine. And then I started telling like the person who trafficked me, and then that shit started disconnecting, connecting. All of a sudden I started getting hacked on again and going through all this shit again. The AC stopped working, stuff like that was just breaking down. They were trying to make it seem like it was karma. I was trying to pay for the new Wi-Fi. They weren't letting me get the new Wi-Fi. They were trying to make it seem as if that I wasn't going to be able to pay for it. But then that's why I said that's why I said, you see what I'm saying? That's why I was like, yeah, I can pay for them. They're like, well, how can you? And that's what I'm saying there. It's like they be so angry. They be so angry at me for not following their own fucking false life. Like, I'm not going to make the same mistakes they made at all. I've never done that. I'm 26 already. Like, my mom gave birth to me when she was 20. Like, I'm not gonna make those dumbass motherfucking mistakes they made. I'm so sick of it. I'm gonna do exactly what the fuck I gotta do. Just that, best believe that. Best believe it. Remember when we said best believe it? And so, what'd you call it? It would disconnect, connect, disconnect, connect, and disconnect. And then my stuff started getting hacked on. And then one day, I was what'd you call it? I made like $200. I had $200 saved in there. That's all my cousin knew. You see? I knew my cousin knew because she asked me for exactly $200. She asked me for exactly $200. You know, because my cousin stole my laptop, I had to pay him back to get that shit. And so I had I was basically, what'd you call it? I was doing stuff on my laptop and I had $200 on my site on some shit. And they would basically, they asked me for $200. I'm like, why do you need $200 for? They're like, oh, because I need to do this and this and that and that. I was like, hell no, I don't believe you, bitch. Then she came like, I actually wanted to get some. And I was like, yeah, I'm not paying you for that because that's all I got right now. Da, 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 da. Tell me how I'm going on there. My shit is glitching so hard the $200 disappeared. I was like, and then the bitch blocked me. I was like, oh my God, bitch. So I had to like walk away because she was hella jealous of me. Because it was always, oh, you're so lucky you get to do that online. Da, 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 da. You're so lucky you look the way that you do. Da, 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 da. You're so, and it was like, I know you're not actually really jealous of me. You're just mad as fuck that the guy that you want to fuck with likes me instead because he know I don't fuck with him like that. You trying to steal from him and he knows I wouldn't steal from him. And now you guys are, y'all are having fights because you're trying to steal. I'm like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I gotta go. I'm glad you blocked me, bitch. Now she's adding me back. Mercury retrograde. She's like, oh shit, she probably has a little money now. She's probably gonna come back to the family and see like, hey, I'm coming back. Nah, I was trying to see if she was gonna be the same crazy bitch she was before. She is. She never changed. Like I said, I've already been through the worst of it. So listen, I already done been to hell. I already been killed, already been gone through it. Already the worst way. I had already been abandoned in the room. I've been abandoned in a room before and my parent went on a whole loop, was lost for hours, came back to the same place just to come pick me up, and that's how the loop broke. Like I'm saying, God is not playing. God is not playing with these losers. Like, he's really not. Like, that's when she knew it was real as fuck. And that's when she knew it was real. She couldn't find her way out. She was like, what the fuck is going on? How do I don't know. I'm just keep on going. And this maze, everything just seems. And then the more you go, the more you're looking for, the crazier you get. Because you don't understand how you're not getting out. The ancestor spirit guides may pity you. Like, God says, okay, so there it is. In the Quran, it says, you know those birds that appear straight, like they're not even moving, right? And you think maybe it's the wind or something, but you see that their wings are not flapping. Their wings are not flapping. They're just there in the air, stuck, right? That's God. He says it in the Quran. He's like, yeah, by the way, that's me. So I can do that. I just wanted to show you that I could do that. That I can make you go through it as well. I can make you, basically, God says, not me, oh, not me. I'm not God, oh. I just want to make it clear. Is that God says, right, that he could make an individual stand in position, right, make you stuck in place, in time and space, where you're not even breathing. And all you have around you is like time moving beyond. And it's you that's stuck. God can do that. And that's the situation, is them trying to plagiarize off of God to know how God does it. But that's God's tool. You see, I'm learning how to protect my tools and resources the way God does. You see what I'm saying? Because me, I'm not trying to be involved with no murder plots and sex cult situation. Because some motherfuckers is that stupid. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in idiots who fall for it either. That's the reality. That's the same thing that occurred with my radio station friend who isn't satanic, but he is atheistic. So so he doesn't fall for the fake God shit. He doesn't fall for it. He doesn't fall for, like, if you come to him trying to pretend to be God, he's atheist. He don't give a fuck who you think you are. Divine intervention. And you know the crazy part? God already told me to accept him that way. God was like, yeah, that's how I made him to be. Yeah. He doesn't know. He doesn't really know. You know what I mean? He doesn't really know me, but he knows enough about me to know not to disrespect me type shit. That's what God was saying. Sacred union. You know what I'm saying? It's his child too. I'm saying. The whole point is to build deep animosity and resentment in me for what it is they believe that I'm going to lose by them doing all this stuff to me. The deep resentment is to weaponize against collective consciousness. Basically, they're like, yeah, so I saw blah, 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 blah. And then everybody's like, wow, oh my gosh, we don't know if God is real. Money. No. None of that is real. The whole thing is to weaponize animosity and hidden resentment against those that are a part of the people, of humanity, those of us that are human beings. Literally, who else are they going to get money from? Like, who else is it that they're planning on getting money from? Like, God forbid this, but it's like if Kanye, right? It's like if Kanye wanted to sell his soul, God forbid, and then like ended up becoming who he is today in the spotlight as Kanye, right? But then he was preaching evil and preaching the devil energy. It was through God. Instead of follow God, he puts follow the devil type shit. Instead of, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. Like, that's what they wanted. Instead of walk with Jesus, walk in Christ, it was the other one. That's what they wanted. So the thing about Kanye is that he will do exactly what somebody else doesn't want. Gemini energy. So he kind of failed upwards. He stumbled and discovered paradise and kingdom. Truly by blind faith, didn't even know. And that's the reality. It's not about, oh, you gotta influence people to do the right thing. Because that's what it is there. It's like they always want to control the influence. They want to be the influencer. Yeah, peace, literally, aliens. They want to control the influence. I'm done.